You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha Vigeshdak, Mission Fod Curly Rebel Rebel, le Rory McCarson.
Well, folks, how's all doing? Hello and welcome to the very, very first Rebel Sundays of 2023. Happy New Year to you all, wherever you're listening into today. As normal, let us know where you are in the world. We'll give you a wee shout out. Of course, as well, if you're watching on Facebook today, please hit the share button. Over the last few weeks, I don't know what has happened, but my sort of algorithm has really shot up, and anything that I've been sharing on Facebook or putting up has been getting lots and lots of sort of downloads and sort of like views before I wouldn't have got it over the last year or so. So I don't know what's happened, but I'm not going to complain. So maybe it's a wee early New Year present from Mr. Zuckerberg. So thank you very much. Yeah, folks. So if you're watching on Facebook, please hit the share button. Share it around as many Rebel groups you have, Celtic groups, whatever. If you're watching on YouTube, you can copy and paste the stream. Of course, folks, I would advise you all, can you please go to my YouTube page and give the page a follow and click the wee the bell icon as well. It just means the more followers I have on the YouTube channel, the more people get to view it. Do you know what I mean? The more people have watching it. Well, that's the way the sort of algorithm on YouTube works. If you're watching on Twitter as well today, please give the show a wee retweet. It'd be much, much appreciated, folks. Thank you very much. And also, if you're watching the show not live, I know there's a few people have texted me saying it's a bit early in the morning. I was out last night, blah, blah. Can't watch the show straight through, so I'll get it maybe tonight or during the week. So if you're watching the show later on, thank you very much for coming back and watching Rebel Sundays with myself, Ro, on the Rebel podcast. Right, folks, this is the very, very first show of the year. So we're going to have our opening the show today with our very first guest. Well, as I open the show, the guest is going to be here at about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock live on the screen, and we'll be playing three songs from his brand new debut album. Of course, talking about Tony Cunningham, folks. This guy here, I have to say, any videos or songs I've uploaded on the page over the last 3 years from doing this here has never got as much sort of views, comments, shares as when I put this video up of Tony's version of the Green Fields of France. And obviously, I did say when I uploaded it, there's going to be a bit of controversy. A lot of people mightn't like the song, of what it's exactly what the song's about and the story about the song, you know. But I wanted to put that one up in particular because I knew it was going to get people talking, you know. I'm not going to be playing that on the show today. I'm going to be playing two sort of ballad songs from Tony's album, plus one song that is not Rebel at all, but he's asked me to play it because it's his own original song from the new album. Right, so we're going to kick off the first song today, folks. We're going to do 2 songs in a row in memory of Sean South and Fergal O'Hanlon. So we're going to play the Ballad of Sean South first, and then we're going to play the Patriot Game next. So here we go. This is the one I uploaded yesterday to Facebook with the couple of graphics. This is from Clover's brand new album called Live in the PD. This is the Ballad of Sean South, folks. Opening up the show. First show of Rebel Sundays 2023. Here we go.
May God reward those gallant men. May heaven be their home. Was in Brooklyn town where they got shot down in a cavern. They lay cold. Well, they never feared the RUC, not a demon on patrol. Oh, Hanlon from the border, Sean South from Garryo. It was on a dreary New Year's Eve as the shades of night fell down. Let's hear a lorry load of volunteers approached a border town. There was men from Dublin and from Cork, from Fermanagh and Tyrone. Let's hear you say. But the leader he was a Limerick man, Sean South from Garryo. And as they moved along the street down to the barrack door, they scored the danger, they might face now their fate. I would lay in store, they're fighting for old Ireland for to claim their very own. And the foremost of that gallant band was shot out from Garryowen. About the sergeant he spied their daring plan, he spied them to the door. And the Sten guns and the rifles shot out a hail of deadly pour. And when that awful night was past, two men lay cold as stone. Well, there was one from near the border and shots out from Garryowen. Set it a hole round Garryowen since they lost the giant pride. And the banshee cry rings every vale along the Shannon side. That city of the ancient wall, unbroken treaty stone, a dying fame surrounds your name, shot south from Garryowen. While they bore his coffin with great pride round the streets of Dublin town, and on to Limerick, to the town of high renown. And to those who shone their loyalist light, to them we let it be known that we wrapped the flag of freedom around Sean south from Garryowen. Oh, no more he will hear the seagull cry or the Limerick Shannon tide, for he fell beneath that northern sky, brave O'Hanlon by his side. We've come to join the gallant band of Plunkett, Pierce and Toad. Another martyr for old Ireland was shot out from Garryowen. Another martyr for old Ireland was shot out from Garryowen. Up Limerick, yo! Unless while I sing for the love of one's country, it's a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. I'm Fergal O'Hanlon, and I've just turned 16. My home is in Monaghan, was there I was weaned. I was taught all my life, cruel England's to blame. So now I'm a part of the Patriot Game. It's barely 2 years since I first went away with the local battalion of our bold IRA. I read of old heroes and I wanted the same, to play my own part in the Patriot Game. But they told me how Carney was shot in a chair. His words from the battle, all bloody and bare. His fine body twisted, all battered and limb. They soon made him part of the Patriot Game. I don't mind a bit if I shoot down police. They're lucky and yet our deserters, I am never let him to the Quislings who sold it, our Patriot Game. Now as I lie here, my body all holds, when I think of those trailers who bargained and sold. I'm sorry my rifle had not give the same to the bastards who sold it, our Patriot Game. So come all ye young rebels and list while I sing, for the love of one's country, such a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. And it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. It makes us all part of the Patriot Game. For the love of one's country, such a beautiful thing. And it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. And it makes us all part of the Patriot Game.
There we go. So, Stefan there, folks, from his album Rebel Heart. That was the Patriot Game, of course, in memory of Fergal O'Hanlon. And before it there, we had the Battle of Sean South from Clover, recorded live here in Belfast, say last year. So it's actually 2 years ago. So it was, because yesterday was last year. Folks, yeah, great to be back, I have to say. So thanks very much for everybody for tuning in this afternoon. I say, if you're all wondering why we're starting off a wee bit earlier this morning, normally we start at 1 p.m. and it will be going forward, but I'm DJing at a friend's wedding today, so I need to be down to set up the stuff between 3:30 and basically 5 o'clock. So as soon as I get out of here, I need to get down and get into the hotel. So that's the only reason. So nothing will be done. And as you know as well, folks, the new format we're doing, pardon me, let me get some water. The new format is going to be every 2 weeks. So obviously, from whenever the show's been going on, it's been every single Sunday, right, week after week after week. But we talked about there just before we finished over Christmas that in case any of you didn't sort of know or weren't listening, I just sort of think, for me, I was all for just after the last show of last year, finishing it and scrapping Rebel Sundays completely. But obviously a lot of people sort of still held the show dear to their heart, you know, and we're more or less saying this, like, no, even go down even to one show a month, whatever you want, or even do it every 2 weeks. So that's what we said we're going to do. So it's going to be on every 2 weeks now. So obviously next week we'll be taking a break, and the week after we're back with our show. So basically, because it's going to be on every 2 weeks, I'm going to try and get a guest on every single week. So I have sort of got guests now booked for the next 3 shows, hopefully. So going forward, so we'll sort of advertise them 2 weeks in between with the shows. So we'll look at a few wee shout-outs first and see we'll have watching in the day, say, folks, and let me know where you're watching the show from. I know there's a few people from America and Australia all mightn't be up yet, but we'll see. Marty Heaney, what is crack, Marty? Our spanner himself is on. First up, good man yourself. Good to see you. Mickey Bolton, mate, how are you, mate? I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year, folks. Hope everyone is brilliant. Happy New Year. Let's hope 2023 is going to be well. What's crack, mate? Are you working today? Or are you sitting about the house watching the show? Derek Delaney, first of our Dirty Dubs, watching today. Morning, Rowan. Happy New Year all today. Have a wonderful year. Cheers, mate. Lanky67, how you doing? Happy New Year, all lads, all the best for 2023. Terry Craney, how you doing, Terry? Watching on YouTube today afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year to all. Hope it was a drunken one. I actually said last night that when I advertised the show for today, we'll be down tomorrow morning, fresh, hangover free and all, whatever. Well, that didn't happen. Went up to the in-laws last night, up to Laura's Ma's house, and I brought over a box of beer. I think it was like 12 tins or something, whatever. I said I'll probably drink 2 or 3 and I'll be sleeping. I left 1:10, so very surprised myself as well, staying up well past 2 o'clock, which isn't like me, so it isn't. So cheers to Liam and Maria and Owen and Nicole and all the rest of the kids who were over in the house last night. What a great year, great New Year's Eve, so cheers. John Boy McElhenney, how you doing, John Boy? What's the crack? Victory to the Postal Strikers, mate. I'm with you, so I am all the way. Happy New Year, all the best for 2023. Dan Breen, what's the crack, Henry? How do you, mate? Good afternoon. Happy New Year to everyone. Cheers, mucker. Michael O'Malley here, watching in Cork today from Saoirse Promotions. And again, well done to Saoirse this year. They've done another great job. Hopefully 2023 is just as well for you, if not better. See, Stuart Skillen, how you doing, Stuart? Happy New Year, Road, yourself as well, watching on Facebook today. Mark Reid watching on Facebook. Lorraine Bowers watching on Facebook. How you doing? Carlan McCrory. Hi everyone from Benidorm in the Boohern Bar. Happy days. Cheers for tuning in today in Benidorm. There's my mother, Catherine Carson, watching today on Facebook. Happy New Year to you and all the rest of the family, mother. Kevin Boots Cochran watching from County Kildare today on Facebook. Happy New Year to Roe. Eddie Kane blew the roof off the Carberry GA Clubhouse in Kildare on Wednesday night. Yeah, I've heard very lot of good reports. How Eddie's doing with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolves home, so glad to hear it there. Justin McQuillan up there in Lagmore, how you doing, Justin? Happy New Year yourself and all the family as well. Alex McCafferty watching on YouTube today. Happy New Year, mate. What's the crack? Marty, how you doing? From Twice-Dale here. Happy New Year as well. Do you know the clan up in Lurgan? Richard O'Callaghan watching today from Dublin. Good man for tuning in. What's the crack? Let's see. I think that's it. Feed the Bears on as well. How do you mate? Watching on YouTube today. Joseph McGoy. Happy New Year, folks. Tuning in from Derry today. What's the crack, mate? Late to the show. Thought it was starting at 1. Yeah, well, I'll say normally we will be starting at 1, but we're starting at 12 just for today because I have a wedding to do. So I need to be getting away. Kyla Kelly watching up in Trimbrick. How you doing, Kyla? What's the crack? Cheers for tuning in this afternoon. Michael Turner in Worthing over in England, mate. Cheers for tuning in today as well. Davey Healy tuning today on YouTube. What's the crack, mate? Shared on a few Celtic groups. Good man yourself. Elaine, Marty's missus, how you doing, Elaine? What's the crack? Happy New Year to you and all the family. Joseph McGuy says that brings back memories. The way you use Belfast, man. Cans of beer, tins. Well, mate, listen, we'll not get into that there. I mean, basically about cans of beer and tins of beer and the way Derry people pronounce things and the way Belfast people pronounce things. The way we say that you're walking on a curb and you just call it a pad. What the hell is a pad? That's a curbstone, not a pad. Is there mad? Right, next tune we're going to do today here for you. This we'll go to this one especially from my mother-in-law Maria, who asked me to play it last night. She's probably not even out of bed yet. Maybe she is out of bed because she has our darling daughter staying with her, so I'm hoping she is out of bed. She had asked me to play what again was it? So I'll check if I lined up here. Yeah, she was looking for the Dan Rebel, and she reckons she can actually sing it better than Kathleen Largy, so she can. But I want to get the bit more livelier version, so we're going to do the Chris Carney version. So we are. This is the one that's actually on my album, the Rapes for Hope album. So this is recorded live in Potter Brown's in Dublin. And of course, big up to Aidan Brown and Lee, all the rest of the family in Potter Brown's. Hope you have a great new year. So next song of the day, this is Dan Rebel, especially for my mother-in-law, Maria Hall. And this is Chris Carney, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
So the song called The Dying Rebel, or My Only Son. It's dedicated to all the men and women of 1969. Night was dark, and the fight had ended, and the men shone down O'Connell Street. I stood alone, where brave men perish, but some men have gone. They're gone to me. My only son was shot and done, fighting for his country born, and he fought for Ireland. was a grey-haired father searching for his only son. Well, I said, oh man, there's no use searching, for up to heaven your son is gone. And the old man cried, I'm broken hearted. The old man cried on bended knee. I knew my son, he was too kind-hearted, and I knew my son, he would never leave. My only son was shot and done, fighting for his country home. And he fought for Ireland, and for Ireland only, with a heart and shamrock, green, white and gold. And the last that I met was a dying rebel, kneeling low. I heard him say, God bless my home, dear Corpsey, and the volunteers of the IRA. My only son was shot and done, fighting for his country bold. And he fought for Ireland, and for Ireland only, with a heart and shamrock, green, white and gold.
There we go. Soon the bold Chris Carney here for you, live from Patriot Brown's pub in Dublin. That one's especially for my mother-in-law, Maria Hall. Hopefully you got to listen to that one. Who she was slightly drunk last night doing her wee mouth when she gets too much fog in her, and says she's a better singer than Kathleen Larky, that song. So I've yet to hear it, their version, Maria, I have to say. Right, let's see a few more. See who we have listening. Jump in, wherever. Missed a few hours with it. Kieran Mac, what's crack, name? How you doing? Happy New Year to yourself and the missus. Hope you're settling into the new house well. Frankie Fitzpatrick watching today on Facebook. How you doing, mate? How you doing? And Donny Boy 67 here watching today on YouTube. Cheers, mate. Paul Walsh, Happy New Year from the Rebel County of Cork. Good man yourself. Let's see. Derek Delaney, I've just seen this here coming through as well on Facebook. I just got a text to say Frank McGarvey has passed away. I'll have to just check out there and see what there is coming through, but terrible if it is true. Hugh McKenna up there watching in are you in Limavady? Whereabouts you up there, Hugh? I know you work up there, don't you? Is it? You're up there in that way anyway. What's crack? Cheers to you as well for tuning in today on Facebook. See, Davy Healy says, Roy Chance Caledonia by Emer. It's just added to Spotify. Yes, of course, we're going to play Emer's version of Caledonia today at some stage. It is on the list to play of songs later on, so it is. Don't worry. Fran O'Donnell, Happy New Year from Denny in Scotland. Cheers, mate. Jared Daly watching today on Facebook. Happy New Year from the Rebel County as well. Loads of people watching today from County Cork. Teresa Campbell, Happy New Year, mate, from View Park in Glasgow. Cheers, Teresa. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right, next song we'll go do. Oh, thank you very much. 2 bottles of ice cold water here delivered straight from the back garden.
Hope he doesn't mind your
What?
You're very rude. Terrible.
Thank you very much, Mother. Fit there. I'll have my tea in about an hour's time. Right, what we're saying, yes, so it is the 1st of January. So great wee song to do, always to play on the 1st of January is a track called Isle of Hope. So the version I'm going to play here for you is one that is from the original Notes from Diary collection. It was the very, very first CD. This is the first song that Stephen O'Carroll Stephen O'Carroll actually sang. Normally you'll hear him playing like the button key accordion, a lot of the songs that's on this here album, but he's actually singing. This is his first venture in the singing in this album, and he's done a great job. So this features Paddy Nixon and Stephen O'Carroll. This is a lovely song called Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears.
On the first day of January 1892, they opened Ellis Island and they let the people through. And the first to cross the threshold of that Isle of Hope and Tears was Annie Moore from Ireland, who was only 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears. But it's not the isle you left behind. That Isle of Hunger, Isle of Pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of Home, it's always on your mind. Little bag she carried, all her past and history, and her dreams for the future in a land of liberty. And courage is a passport when your whole world disappears, for there's no future in the past when you're only 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears. But it's not the isle you left behind. That Isle of Hunger, Isle of Pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of Home, it's always on your mind. When they closed down Ellis Island in 1943, 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. And in the springtime when I came here and stepped on to its piers, I thought of how it must have felt when you're only 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears. But it's not the isle
It's sound of the Isle of Hope there from Steve McCarlin. Groovy track to start off 2023 with the story of Annie Moore. Right, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Ro, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So normally we're on 1 to 4, but just for today only, we're broadcasting 12 to 3 because, obviously, I need to get a shootout. So coming up at 2 o'clock, folks, we're going to have Tony Cunningham live from 2, where we'll be playing 3 songs from his brand new debut album. It has been released yet. And then we're going to be giving a good interview with him. We've been talking to him over the last week or so. Really looking forward to this here, to have Tony on. Say, there's over the years of me putting tracks on and putting uploads of videos and stuff, the version I put of his last, maybe 2 weeks ago, of the Green Fields of France, the amount of views it's had, the amount of shares, comments. Now, I knew it was going to be controversial. A few people were going like, "Oh, this shouldn't be played in your show," and all this here. A lot of people saying this is amazing. This guy's voice is amazing, and there's no doubt that there. Tony's voice is just, it's probably, I think right now he's the biggest sort of entertainer to go come out of Ireland over the last few years. That's a big thing to say, but we'll be getting into that there with him when we get him on the show at 2 o'clock. Right, so folks, any more requests, any tunes you want to hear at all, let me know. If any songs you just want, we'll get them on. We'll back to a few comments, see we'll have the ones we missed there. Let's see. Kieran Dowden, what's the crack? Kieran, I'm going to be on touch with you, mate. I sent you a message here during the week, so I did. Do your Argyle page, so if you can get back to me, it'll be much appreciated. Robert Bennett today watching on YouTube. Happy New Year from Bennett's in the Garngad. R.I.P. Frank McGarvey as well. Let's see. There is I see Ray Callahan and Carn. They're over in Lanzarote. I see the Carn's up on stage belting out the tunes last night. Feed the Bear says, Ro, can you play Grace? Big Yen, yes, I'm actually going to play the new version from the Coolies. I was on touch with it. They're going to be on the show as well over the next few weeks. We're talking to them, lads. So their new version is on Spotify at the minute. So I'm going to play the Coolies version of Grace at some stage this afternoon. So Dan Breen says, yeah, gotta go, troops, got a hospital visit, might catch at the end of the show. Hail, come on, hoops. Okay, mate, who do you on to the hospital? And I'll talk to you again. Cheers for tuning in, mate. Right, I think that's us caught up. So what are we going to do next? We're going to do a song, obviously. Well, it's a song we'll play on most shows every week. Of course, talking about Willie and Danny. So this is the one we're going to do that's on my album as well, from Kieran and Connor of Glasnevin. Just love their version. Say it's between their version and the Kelly's main version. I'm sort of torn between. But I think you always find myself going back to the version from Glasnevin. Just love it. So do Tara, what is the crack? Wee duck. Do you have is there any farmers outside your door yet with application forms? With a big bit of land? Geez, these women are all the same. Not about the love or anything. Just as long as you have a few tractors and a good bit of acres, doesn't matter what your face looks like. Cheers for tuning in today, Mister. Here we go. Swiss Glasnevin, folks, with Willie and Danny.
Try to sing some songs of glory, sing some songs of peace. But in the end, it's the same old story. They're both too hard to read. The people tell me they say Carney times out, seeing this place in town. But I say, take the blindfolds off, you hypocrites, and help Let's get our figure out. And please say there's a soul. Why within Daddy had to go. The reasons maybe came. They can down their lives for us here at the 70 shots between each body knots. One of those bullets been. I'm up for every trigger you pull that morning. A volunteer with a list for fight the house. Here lived him lying there. The priest was turned away. So that's another step below. For those SAS bastards will never forget the day. And please send it so. While within Daddy had to go. The reasons very clear. And they can now their lives for us here at the The funerals run to prove their worthiness. Thousands from the roots. Whilst the postal boys hovered helplessly overhead, the rock came out to soar. The empty tin magazines over its coffin as defiantly the crowd was still. So as another day turns, but it comes to be out again, 'cause Willie and Danny hop around. And please say it is so. While within Danny had to go, the reasons very clear. That they can now their lives for us here at the year. Please say it isn't so. While within Daddy had to go, the reasons very clear. And they can now their lives for us here at the year. Please say it isn't so.
Bush, there we go. Sound of Willie and Danny are from Glasnevin, Kieran and Connor, and best of luck to them going forward into the new year. I know they sort of said that they'll be sort of taking a break from the full band gigs for the next lot of months, so Kieran's going to be mostly out on his own. So fair play, mate. Hope you're getting lots of work coming through, and good luck for the new year for the two of yous. Let's see. Ray Callahan. Yeah, Ray, we'll just give you a wee shout out there, so yeah, good afternoon, Rowan the gang. Happy New Year from sunny Lanzarote, mate. No need to rub it in at all. Yep, Derek just saying, seeing to you in the family, the rain is on its way. John Boy says, yeah, seen the Wakes on Friday night, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I've seen a few videos around me, people put up. Who else was at the Wakes? Something else. I've seen put up videos from it. Singing Bella Ciao along with some Polly fans at class. Any chance? Yes, mate, I'll definitely get that on today if you had not a problem. Yep, definitely one of those bucket list gigs that I want to go and see the Wakes at some stage. James McMullen, how you doing, James? Watching today on Facebook. Happy New Year to yourself and your family as well. Let's see. James looking for a Viva La Quita Brigada. So I think I see a few people here just talking about the match tomorrow, CSR. It's definitely feeling a lot better going into this one than it was probably going to the first one of last year. So it was, but at Ibrox they seem to be sort of they're starting to play now. But listening to the Allens the other day there, I'm very quietly confident. So obviously listen to Michael Beale's press conference during the week, and he seemed to now go a bit more down to earth, less of sort of backhanded comments, and he sort of obviously came out and he was all for praise for Ange and stuff. So he was it's actually my big girl Josie's birthday tomorrow, so it is. So hopefully going to see the match before we head off to do our party thing. With a bit of luck, We'll see anyway. So if any of us are heading out tomorrow for the game, folks, I'm going to be doing a great gig. Really looking forward to this here one. So it's the first sort of official Rebel Row gig that I've been doing. It's going to be in the Rock Bar. So here's the flyer here for it. So it's in the Rock Bar tomorrow, folks. It all kicks off at about 11:30. So up first, it's all upstairs in the Rock. Twice daily. Marty's band there from Lurgan are going to be on, and then obviously the kick-off is 12:30. And then twice daily are on once the match is finished again. And then from about 4 o'clock, I think, is going to be Emer and her full band. So we're going to be actually playing a bit of Emer next, so we are for you. And then myself, Rebel Row, I'll be on from 6 o'clock for a few hours. Hopefully we're going to be celebrating. I'm playing a few Celtic and Rebs throughout the afternoon. But if you're about the road, get yourself to the Rock Bar tomorrow. It's all free admission, folks. And it's upstairs. Lots of drink promotions on. So you have twice daily on first at about 11:30. If you are about that time in the morning, then kick off 12:30, and then straight after the match, twice daily we'll be live on stage for you, and then Emer takes over the stage with her full band. And then myself, Row, I'll be on the decks once Emer's finished from about 6 o'clock, playing a few Rebs for you and a few Celtic songs today. Hopefully we're going to be celebrating a big win tomorrow, and obviously maybe putting one finger or a couple of fingers on the SBL trophy. We'll see. Right, so next one we're going to do is a new track that Emer's just released on Spotify and Apple Tunes and all the rest of this software. Her version of Caledonia is and it's another song I uploaded last week. I put the video up of it. Massive views, lots of shares. It's a great version. So this one here, she was over in Glasgow and actually recorded it. She did. Along with Chris Cruikshank, who's playing the whistles and the flute in the songs. And I think maybe Coach is maybe playing the bass as well on it. I know Coach done the video in the recording studio. It's a great video. And I just want to say solidarity to Emer. If any of us seem follow Emer on Facebook or whatever, he's made a seen the post she put up yesterday about the trolling that she's had to have from this guy. John, I think it's John, his name is, over the last year or so. I actually shared her post to my stream on Facebook as well, just on the official podcast page. So go and check it out. But basically what she's had to put up with this guy, and then he's obviously contacting Coach, he's contacting the rest of her family, all their bandmates stuff, and it's disgusting. Some of the stuff the guy's been saying, absolutely brutal. So just a bit of solidarity with Emer. There's no person should have to put up at there, never mind another sort of entertainer who just wants to go out and sing a few songs and earn a living for herself and her family, and then obviously having to put up out there from somebody in another country, and just obviously filling her with a barrage of abuse, absolutely veiled. So here we go. This is Emer McGlahan with her new version, her latest song. It's a lovely version of Caledonia, and I have to say I've seen her. Emer's new logo is on the cover for this song. If you check it out on Spotify, it's actually the Come the Man logo, but obviously, so instead of the Come the Man, Emer has put her own name, Emer, in the Glahan, and then the old rifles come through. So it's I'll save it in screenshot here. I'll put it on the screen for you in a minute. So here we go. This is Emer McGlahan with Caledonia.
Changes that have come over me, and these last few days I've been afraid that I might slip away. I've been telling no stories, singing songs that
Yeah, sort of a Emer there for you folks. Lovely version of Caledonia. That's her latest track out. It's on Spotify at the minute. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Tunes, and it's actually on YouTube as well. You can go and watch it. So, saying in solidarity to Emer for the shit that she's going through at the minute. On social media, have to put up with it. I know a lot of this, like, she gets a lot of abuse on a daily basis from basically cream buns and loyalists and all whatever and stuff for basically just singing the song she does. So it's not good having to put up with that there as well. So some of the stuff the guy was saying in their messages was just vile and disgusting. Like no need for it. So hopefully I'm hoping that Neil Emer does pass that information on to the cops and he is dealt with, because it's absolutely no need for it at all. Right, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast, very first show of 2023. So cheers to you all for tuning in today. All the regular, all the gang are all back. So well, apart from one, James Devin McClave. I know James. I was talking to him 38 in the night last night. So he was sitting in the pub and he was going, I'll talk to him tomorrow and all the show. And then he texted me this morning going, listen, can't watch today. I literally forgot that I got the folks tickets to go and see. I think it's Cheltenham or wherever it is he's way to today, some race course today anyway. He says they were beating his door and at 8:15 this morning, and he literally forgot all about it. So that's where he is today anyway. So hopefully get a few winners, James. Let's see. Terry just said some of the songs are a bit lower. I think it was just that one there, Terry, maybe because it's playing from Spotify. It does sound a wee bit lower, so I turned it up there so that it sounds okay to me in the headphones here. It's obviously, but what's going through is a bit lower. So if any songs are a bit lower, folks, and the sound not as maybe loud as the other ones, or some are a wee bit louder than the other ones, let me know. I can sort of try and justify them. But when I'm getting through here, it sounds perfect for all the songs. Obviously, just whatever's going out using is a wee bit different. So, apologies for that there. Michael Bolton says, mate, can I get a wee shout out from my dad's 10th anniversary on Tuesday? Play the Father's Blessing for me. Yes, for a wee birdie, not a problem, mate. We'll get that on for you. Mate, your dad was a lovely man, had a lot of time for him, mate, so did. You see him in the Trinity all the time whenever I was there. So, yes, I'll definitely get Father's Blessing on at some stage today for your dad's 10th anniversary. I hope you're doing well, Mickey. And say, mate, give me a wee text or a shout any time if you want to have a wee yarn, okay? Right, so next we're going to do a song next, and then we're going to give away the first tickets of the day. So he's seen me advertising this here, folks, throughout the afternoon. We've already given away 2 sets of tickets, right, for this here gig with Break for the Border at Rebel Night on Sunday the 5th of February. And the Carrick deal, I actually put a wee promo video yesterday up on the page for it. The lads had asked me to do one for them. So the first winner was Marty Heaney, so way back in, I think it was in November. And then James McClave, he won the tickets in December. So we'll have 2 more tickets to give away now, folks face. So it's going to be a great gig. I'm really looking forward to it myself. I'm going to be hosting the whole night and maybe playing a few tunes as well to start it before the gig kicks off. So on the night it's going to be Dreams of Freedom, come from County Kerry. Clover, come from County Limerick. Obviously Liam McDonald from just down the road in Uri, he's going to be kicking things off. And then obviously the main man of the moment, Gary Ogue, is going to be on the main act of the night. I'm starting to sound a bit like Ange here, so I am. Well, let's hear coughing throughout the talking. So yeah, I don't know what the problem is there. Hopefully my voice is okay for this here wedding tonight. So here we go. So as usual, I'm going to ask the question, folks, right? And whoever the first person to come through and my comments is here wins the tickets. And they're going to say, only be entering, folks, if you can go to the gig. Obviously, if you're in Glasgow or something or somewhere else and you can't make it, don't be obviously going and entering, because if you can't make the gig over, we'll rather give somebody else a chance to win that can't go. So it's going to be held in the Carrick Hotel in County Louth. It's just literally 5 minutes up the road from Uri. So it is a cracking venue. It's called Break for the Border Rebel Night on Sunday the 5th of February 2023. So we've already given away 4 tickets, so we'll have the last 2 tickets to give away now for the January show. And here is the simple question, folks. And they say, whoever pops up on my feed first with the answer, okay? So it is whoever pops up on my feed first with the answer. So I don't want you just thinking, you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, and you seen your answer was ahead of somebody else, and I didn't give it to you. It's whoever, because I have a feed here that covers all 3 streams and all the comments come through at once. So whatever pops up my screen first, okay, is going to be the winner. So here we go. This is a very, very simple question. So for two tickets for this gig, folks, the Break for the Border Rebel Night on Sunday the 5th of February. Here we go. So the main man, folks, that's opening the show, Gary Ogue. Tell me this here. Very, very simple question. Who was his original band? Who was Gary's original band? So again, folks, only enter this here if you can go to the gig. Okay? So waiting for the first one to come through. Who was the original band that Gary Ogue played for? So still nobody through yet. I'm hoping nobody's Googled this one. It's probably the easiest question I've ever asked. So it is. So, no, Tara, you're wrong. No. There we go. Anthony Hart is the winner. Ogue. There we go. So Anthony Hart, well done, mate. You're the winner. So Ogue was the winner. So Anthony Hart, you're the winner, the first one to get it through. So well done. So our winners for all these tickets is Marty Heaney won the ones in November. James Devon McClave won the tickets in December. And our January winners is Anthony Hart for Ogue. So well done. There you go, mate. And so we're going to play a song from Ogue's album Nice We Are. So here we go. So I'll just keep this here up while throughout this here song's playing, just to give them a wee bit of advertising. I know they're trying to shift a few more tickets. It's a big, big venue to fill. So well done, Anthony. Basically, your name now is now down for 2 tickets, so your name will be on the door. With the guys, I'll send your name through along with Marty as well and James. So well done, Anthony. You're the winner for today, the 2 tickets. Here we go. This is the next track of the afternoon. Go from Ogue's legendary album, Bring Them Home. And don't forget, on the next show we have, it's the 15th, we're going to be having the former drummer and whistle player from Ogue, Paddy Campbell. It's going to be our guest. Really looking forward to this. I'm looking to get Paddy on the show for a while now. So I'm glad that he's agreed to come on. And we'll hopefully spill the beans a bit. And Ogue's days, some of the stuff maybe wasn't mentioned in the documentary. Here it goes, Ogue, from their album Laid the Brazen Head, and this is Bring Them Home. See, this song was originally dedicated to the 2 Price sisters, but obviously now this one can be construed for a lot of sort of different sort of prisoners and stuff. But I say whenever it was originally sung by Gary and Ogue, it was for the 2 Price sisters. So here we go.
Going to continue on with a song for 2 friends up here. Song originally written 2 women called the Price Sisters, called Bring Them Home. Let's hear your voices. Well, here it's rain on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Well, hear it ring on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Well, in the jail in hell be sweet, in the prison where he died, lie 2 daughters of old Ireland, and they fill my heart with pride. For I know that England wishes that we let them die alone, but all the voices of old Ireland, they cry for us to bring them home. Hear it ring on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. It was the love of dear old Ireland that brought them to that prison hell. But the ghosts of Pierce and Carney, they guard their lonely prison cell and cry to bring them home. Hear it ring on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Here we go! Colony stands behind our provost, for blessed the time for me and you. And though the tyrants may deny us, we shall break the hearts of stone, and all of Ireland will be singing when we bring our daughters home. Hear it ring on the air. It's the voice of my country somewhere. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Hear it ring on the air. It's the voice of my country somewhere. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Yes, the IRA will set them free. Thanks very much, thank you.
There we go. Sort of our Oak there, you folks, with Bring Them Home from their album recorded live, The Brazen Head. So well done to Anthony Hart, the winner of the tickets here to go and see the Break for the Border Rebel Night. We'll see you there, mate. Good man yourself. So Tara was thinking of she was actually thinking of Chris Carney, which was not Gary O. That's what she was trying to say, or Erin Go Bra. Let's see. Have an awesome day, troops. Keep it green and white. See you heading on, like our problem, mate. See us. Feed the Bird said, I'm definitely going to the Glasgow show. Now, obviously, whenever I put up the documentary the video of last week, I'd sort of said, oh, would I give like to go and to see a Rogue reunion? Rather than I would pay a factor more to go and see a Gallagher Brothers reunion in Oasis. But so then Michael O'Malley had said, oh, this has been in the talking now for a few years. Like, so really, like, is this definitely happening? Are you telling me that hopefully we'll get Paddy on 2 weeks time, we can talk about it. But if there's going to be a Rogue reunion, I'm hoping it's going to be a tour. But like, what a gig that would be. Like, Jesus, that would be a sellout show completely. So I know a lot of people still to this day wish the bomb was still going next to do. So right, yeah, folks, just gone 5 past 1 o'clock. So about 2 o'clock, we're going to be having Tony Cunningham live on the show. If any of you haven't heard this guy yet, you're on for a treat. We hear his voice. So we're going to play 3 songs from Tony's brand new album. One is like a rebel song, one is like an Irish song, and one is his own original track. It isn't sort of rebel at all, but obviously because he's our guest on the show, we're going to play it for him midway through the interview. So right, next track up, we're going to do one from Tony Boy Ray, another guy. Oh, there's Celine on, late as usual. Did you think we were starting at 1 o'clock today, missus? And you're probably thinking, like, I'm only 5 minutes late, when you're actually an hour and 5 minutes late. So you are, but we'll forgive you. So we'll right. So next track there we're going to do. So somebody had asked earlier on me to play Viva La Quita Regatta. So this is it. We're going to do Tony Boy Ray's version, and this is from his latest live album. You can get it on Spotify. Here we go.
Before I saw the light of morning, a comradeship of heroes was slain.
15th International Brigade. They came to stand beside the Spanish people to try and stem the rise of fascist tide. Franco's eyes for the powerful and wealthy, but Ryan's men came from the other side. Even the old sailor lady, as the battle for Madrid and Thunderdome, truth and love against the force of evil, brotherhood against the fascist plan. Viva La Quita Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made them fight. Adelante is the cry around the hillside. Let's all remember them tonight. Pope Hilliard was a church of Ireland pastor. From Carney across the Pyrenees he came. There he came, a brave and Christian brother. Side by side they fought and died in Spain. Tommy Boots in 17 died in Cordova. With no fear, he learned to hold a gun. From Dublin to the Bee and Del Rio, where they fought and died beneath the blazing sun. Viva La Quita Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made them fight. Adelante is the cry around the hillside. Let's all remember them tonight. Many Irishmen heard the call of Franco, joined Hitler and Mussolini too. Propaganda from the pulpit and newspapers kept on loving to enlist his crew. Word came from the news support the Nazis, and on golf and failed and shed again. When the bishops placed the blue shirts in the bleeding, as they sailed beneath the swastika to Spain. Viva La Quita Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made them fight. Adelante is the cry around the hillside. Let's all remember them tonight. The song is a tribute to Frank Ryan, Kid Conway and Eddie Cody too. Peter Daly, Charlie Reagan and Hugh Bond. Many died, I can't but name a few. Danny Boyle, Blaze of Around and Charlie Donnelly. Jim Tomlinson and Jim Strady from the Falls. Jack Nolte, Tommy Patton and Frank Conroy. Foley, Tony Fox and Big O'Neill. Viva La Quita Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made them fight. Adelante is the cry around the hillside. Let us all remember them tonight. Viva La Quita Brigada, let us all remember them tonight. Viva La Quita Brigada, let us all remember them tonight. Thank you.
We had Tony Boy there, Tony Boy Ray with Viva La Quita Brigada from his live album. Go and check it out on Spotify, folks. Great, great album it is indeed. Let's see, Boys on Tour. I just got a text coming through here. Joseph McGarvey just says, his rendition of Joe McDonald and the tribute song to his mother. Yeah, well, so we're going to be playing Joe McDonald as part of the interview, so that's going to be is the Rebel song. So, yeah, his version of that there is phenomenal. So it is like, so yeah, that's going to be on at the last song of the interview. So, listen to that there. Boys on Tour, how you doing? What's the crack? Cheers for tuning in today on Facebook. There's our good friend himself, Big Johan Carlson, the Swedish Provo, tuning in today from Stockholm. Happy New Year. Buzzing for tomorrow. I will have a Venom for breakfast. Johan, that will not end well, my friend. I think you'd be better having a glass of milk and one of those pancakes you're eating, all them prawns or something on it instead. Instead of a glass of venom, because that early kick-off, I don't think you should, mate. Let's see, Terry Carney. Well, I may ask for Damien Quinn to start the year off. You can ask all you want, but it doesn't mean you're going to get one of his songs on, you know. Let's see, Celine says, oh, you're joking. Better late than never. Like, how did you not know? You seen them, like, you probably liked every post I put up saying that it wasn't starting at 12 o'clock. And you landed here at 1 o'clock. What's I don't know. Right, so next tune we're going to do, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel Podcast, multi-streaming live on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube at the same time till 3 o'clock this afternoon. I say, normally we're starting 1 to 4, but I had to get away at 3 today to go get ready for a wedding. So that's why we're starting late today. And as always, remember, folks, going forward, that the show is now going to be every 2 weeks instead of every single week. Just because I sort of looked at it as I need to be starting to spend a bit more, maybe more time with the family on a Sunday, you know, sort of. So rather than my original plan of just jacking the show in all together, we sort of came together with a happy medium. I'll do the show every 2 weeks, so I'll have myself this week, then nothing next week, and week after we're going to have the next show. And say Paddy Campbell is going to be the guest. Paddy was the original drummer and whistle player from Air Oak. Right, so we go. This is from Kathleen Largy in the Flying Column, and this is Where's the Man?
Where is the man who does not love the land where he was born? Who does not speak of it with pride, no matter how forlorn? I only know that I love mine and long again to see. Oh, freshing from her banished land, old Ireland once more free. Let friends all turn against me, let foes say what they will, but my heart is in my country, and I love old Ireland still. There's not an Irishman today would ever wish to roam into a foreign land to toil if he could stay at home. So give us back our liberty, let the banners be unfurled. Then Ireland and her sons will prove a credit to the world. Let friends all turn against me, let foes say what they will, for my heart is in my country, and I love old Ireland still. Let friends all turn against me, let foes say what they will, for my heart is in my country, and I love old Ireland still.
There we go. Kathleen Largy there with Where's the Man on Rebel Sundays. Let's see, Kira just says, yeah, your family always comes first row every 2 weeks is better than nothing. Cheers, missus. Well, was the idea anyway. Just had a text there from Ronan McDonald. Ronan, of course, who's behind the whole Notes from Derry collaboration albums. So any of you, I think it was, let's see, who won the two, I think it was Stuart Skillen and Kathleen Johnson that won the two CDs on the Christmas show. They won the two CDs in the Christmas show. So he just said they're going to be getting posted out first thing on Tuesday morning. Obviously with the postal strikes and all, whatever, probably thinking, well, they're not going to arrive over Christmas. So he's assured me first thing Tuesday morning when the post office is open again, the CDs are going to be getting posted out. So if they haven't came yet, that is why. What is the crack? Bo, the Lurgan Balladeer himself, brilliant song. I might put that on my new CD. Happy New Year, Mucker. Good man, Bo. Cheers for tuning in. Good to see you on today. Happy New Year, you and all the rest of the family, mate. Right, so go to this one for Terry. Obviously, she looks a little bit of Damien Quinn, so we'll play this for the day. So obviously, get you all in the mood for tomorrow, folks, for the big game against the Cream Buns at Shitpox, or whatever you want to call it. And to me, it looks more like a pretty Tesco superstore if you're driving past it, so it does like. There's the man himself, just tuned in. Tony Cunningham music. Oh, the shenanigans. How you doing, mate? Tony, yeah, so he's going to be on the show live, folks, with us at about 2 o'clock. We're going to be playing 3 songs from the album, and we'll be getting a bit of an interview with Tony in the in-depth sort of feel how sort of he started out in the music industry and what he's going to be doing going forward in 2023. Folks, a lot of interest in this man. Plus, as well, Tony's show in the Derry City Sports and Social Club is sold out. Anthony has given me 2 sets of tickets, so there's 4 tickets up for grabs, folks. So 2 sets of 2 to give away for Tony's sold out show in the Derry City Sports and Social Club. So we'll be giving them away once Tony's interview is finished. Look out for that as well. So anybody's in Derry that want to go and see Tony and haven't got tickets for him yet, you have a chance, 2 chances to win the day. So here's the next song of the day. This is for Terry then, but Damien Quinn. This is from Damien's album called Live in the Rock Bar. And this is Over Over and Hail Hail.
Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. 'Cause we are Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. Over and over, we will follow you. If you go to Germany, you will see us there. France or Spain, it's all the same. We'll go anywhere, and we'll be right there with you as you travel round. Well, you can take us anywhere, we won't let you down. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. 'Cause we are Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. Over and over, we will follow you. If you go to Lisbon, we'll go once again. Inside here, you'll find us there, calling out your name. And if you meet supporters, you will always know that we'll be right there with you everywhere you go. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. 'Cause we are Celtic supporters, faithful to and
players of the clan. Well, we'll support the Celtic for the honor finest in the land. God bless it, we'll be here to give the boys a cheer. When the green flag flies and the cheers will go up, when they know the Scottish Cup going home to rest in paradise. It's the best old team in Europe and the players of the clan. Well, we'll support the Celtic for they are the finest in the land. God bless it, we'll be here to give the boys a cheer. When the green flag flies and the cheers will go up, when they know the Scottish Cup is going home to rest in paradise. Going home to rest in paradise.
On the Damien there, on the hoops indeed. Damien Quinn there live from the Rock Bar with Over and Over and Hail Hail. Especially for Terry Craney at one, so I hope you're at your Damien Quinn fix for the day, Terry. See Marty Heaney just posted there. Yeah, it's great to see the Axom folks joining in. Happy days, lads. Cheers for tuning into the programme today. Paddy Mangan, what is the crack? Paddy, young fella. Happy New Year, though, and all the gang, Macara. Tuning in here in the car en route from Mayo to Laois. Rang in the New Year last night, listening to Eddie Kane playing with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones in Mayo. Catch you in February. Good work, big man. Not a problem, mate. So, yeah, we're going to actually a tune from Paddy and I, seeing that we'll have him on here. He's just been listening. Joanne, how you doing? Happy New Year yourself. And Joseph and the rest of the family and your dad as well. Marcus Klimitsky, Happy New Year from Germany. Good man for tuning in from Germany as well. Yeah, just see loads more people tuning in here about RIP. Frank McGarvey, not a great way to start off the new year. Definitely not indeed. Christopher Slavin watching on YouTube. Happy New Year from Derry. Good man, Christopher. Cheers for tuning in. Yeah, so say obviously you've all seen Paddy, folks. He was at the Rock Bar there a few weeks ago playing with Clover at my gig. Brilliant show put on. Obviously again, just his mandolin in the Lonesome Boatman was just phenomenal, out of this world. So Paddy was talking there about himself and Eddie Kane. So we're going to do the version. They put a few songs together over the last year or so on YouTube. And probably my personal favourite out of all, the one they done was the Galtee Mountain Boy. Love this here. So obviously the two of them are alternating between singing the songs and the verses. Really like that. So here we go. This is Paddy Mangan and Eddie Kane on Rebel Sundays, folks, here with the Galtee Mountain Boy.
I joined the flying column in 1916 in Cork with Sean Myla, in Tipperary with Tambreen, arrested by Free Staters and sentenced for the die. Fairly well to tip our Rary, said the Galtee Mountain Boy. We went across the valleys and over the hilltops green, where we met with Denny Lacey, Sean Hogan and Dan Breen, Sean Moylan and his gallant men that kept the flag flying high. Farewell to Tipperary, said the Galtee Mountain Boy. We trekked the Dublin mountains, we were rebels on the run. Though hunted night and morning, we were outlaws, but free men. We tracked the Wicklow mountains as the sun was rising high. Fairly well to Tipperary, said the Galthy mountain boy.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Just back in the Paddy song there. I was trying to line up the next song there, folks, and they're just come in. My apologies. So back to Paddy and Eddie.
I'll bid farewell to all Clonmel that I never more will see, and to the Galtee mountains that oft times sheltered me, to those men who fought for their liberty and who died without a sigh. May their cause be ne'er forgotten, said the Galtee mountain boy. And farewell to Tipperary, said the Galtee mountain boy.
There we go. That is the sound of Paddy Mang and Eddie Kane there for you with the Galtee mountain boy. And say apologies, folks, for the coming through there, hitting the next song, but it was really lining up the next track, so it was, and I didn't know Spotify was going to play straight away whenever I clicked on it, so my apologies for that there, folks. Yeah, so good luck to Eddie, or sorry, Paddy, heading off to, is it Laois you're heading to now, is it, for your gig tonight, so have a good one, mate, yourself and Fran. Just get the wee banner back down here for you. Yeah, folks, just almost gone 1:30, so another half hour. We're going to have this man live in the show, Tony Cunningham. Say, folks, probably the biggest voice to come out of this country in the last few years. We're in for a real treat today. So glad Tony's agreed to come on. So we're going to be playing 3 tracks from his upcoming debut album. Plus with a good bit of an interview, and then once the interview is finished, we're going to be having a ticket giveaway for Tony's sold out show at the Derry City Sports and Social Club on Sunday the 29th of January. So if any of you are in Derry there, get yourselves up there. If you haven't got tickets yet, unlucky, because there's no tickets left. So now is your only chance today to get 2 sets of tickets to give away. Right, so loads of people have been asking me to play Grace throughout the afternoon. Do you know, I don't always play the song on the show because it's like one of them ones you get sick of hearing, and sick of hearing the song. It just gets repetitive, and you're like, Jesus. So I haven't played it on a good few weeks because we're actually been on break as well. So 2 fellas who are hopefully going to have the show on the show over the next month or so is band from the Coolies. 2 fellas now, they're from the Cooley Mountains, there, so they are. So they sent me their track last week, so they did. So we're going to hopefully arrange an interview with them. So this is their version of the Ballad of Grace. It's on Spotify at the minute. Just go on Spotify and search for the Coolies, and this is their Ballad of Grace, folks, here on Rebel Sundays.
As we gather in the chapel here in Old Kilmainham Jail, I think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we fail? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I have for these brave men, my love for our dear land. But when Patriot called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, to him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Is breaking, well, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you, and I'll write some words upon the wall that everyone will know. I loved so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
It's the Ballad of Grace, for you folks, from the Coolies. Two lads are from the Cooley Mountains, so we'll be hearing a lot more of them folks over this next year or so. So hopefully we can arrange an interview with them, get them on over the next month or so, which will be good. Bit of bitchiness going on here. Marty just says, I'm not entering competitions in here anymore. I think I have an advantage by living so close to Roe. That's why my answers come up first. Oh God, I see. Joseph, I see, he's always first for the cat claws come out. Put money on the spanner, win the competition, safe bet. Geez, somebody's pretty jealous, because they're at always first up with the answer. Like, listen, like Joseph, you are in Derry, so if anybody should be winning this competition today, these tickets, it should be you. So we'll see. Yeah, see, Farsley Celtic are winning 2-1. Joseph McGarvey only went you up. It's for you. It's for you. Boys on tour. Yes, I'm gonna play this here one next. Don't worry, I haven't lined up. So yeah, folks. So obviously it's confirmed there now through by different sources that Frank McGarvey, obviously legendary Celtic player, has passed away. Only 66. Like that's a well young age, like to be passing away. So condolences to Frank McGarvey's family. So I think the only sort of one song we can play is "You'll Never Walk Alone." Definitely a bit of a Celtic theme today. Cause we're going to play top of the league as well later on before we finish up. We'll say 20 minutes time. We're going to have Tony Cunningham, folks, our first guest of the year. And what a guest to have live on the show. Start as you mean to go on with the great guest, folks. We'll say this week we'll have Tony Cunningham. In 2 weeks, on the 15th, we'll have the legendary former drummer and whistle player from our Oak band, Paddy Campbell, on the show. So this is you never walk alone, folks. We're going to the original Jerry and the Pacemakers version for this man here, who sadly passed away today, folks, at the age of 66, Frank McGarvey.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, for your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
There we go, folks. The original Jerry and the Pacemakers version of "You'll Never Walk Alone," in memory of Frank McGarvey, who passed away today, only age 66. We'll just keep his picture on the screen here for another few seconds. Yeah, so condolences to the Frank McGarvey's family, folks. I'm sure the Celtic family will rally round at this stage again, as they always do with the former players. Yeah, just lots of stuff coming through there. R.I.P. Frank, from all the followers. Good numbers watching in the day, folks. So I think actually Tony must have shared the stream on his Facebook page, which is good. So Patricia McCulloch, how you doing? Happy New Year. What's the crack, Patricia? Let's see. Craigie, how you doing, mate? Good to see you on. Ro, what do you think of Tony Boy Ray's live album? Mate, I think it's brilliant. I think as I said before, that this version of the Sam song, or as he calls it, the Shebeen song. It's brilliant. I love the sort of stamp box he plays in it. Really, really good. The way it just builds up, comes in. Really, really good album. So it is. I've spoke about a while there about trying to get Tony on the show. I'd sort of said I was playing some stuff from his new album. He said, "Listen, mate, that's not for me. That kind of interviews and all whatever and stuff." And but cheers for playing the album on the show and with the support and all. But I don't want to come on. Listen. I mean, it's not for everybody, you know. So that's been a lot of people I've approached to come on the show over the years, and they've been like, "No, listen, we'll watch the show all the time. It's great what you're doing and all, but just not for me, you know. Just to really like come on talking about my life and all this here, whatever." So I mean, that's his own thing. Mother, can you please play Only Our Rivers Run Free? Yes, we'll get that on at some stage this afternoon. We'll actually maybe play the next couple of songs before we'll have Tony on very, very soon. Right, seen Lee Brockerville tuning in there today from Newfoundland. Is it Newfoundland or Newfoundland over in Canada? So cheers for tuning in today, Lee. You're a legend, mate. Good man. Let's go play a song here now from your own album. Songs of Irish Rebellion, Volume 1. So when is Volume 2 coming out, Lee? We need to know. I suppose the same was only released last year, wasn't it? But cracking albums. Here we go. Next song of the day. This is from Lee Brockerville's album, Songs of Irish Rebellion, Volume 1. And this is Come Out Your Black and Tans.
I was born at a Dublin street where the lion drums to beat, and the loving English feet they tramped all over us. And each and every night when my father came home tired, he'd invite the neighbours outside with his chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come let me hear you tell how you swam the great power now. Well, you taught him well and truly persecuted. Where are the sneers and jeers that you bravely let us hear when our leaders of 16 were executed? Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come tell us all you slew them poor Arabs who way too, like the Zulus, they spears and bows and arrows. How you bravely faced each one with your 60-pounder gun, and you frightened them natives to their marrow. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. And in Larkin and O'Brien, how you bravely taught them to swine. Robert Hammond, who you hung and true and fought. High up on the scaffold high, how you murdered Henry Troy and our crappy boys in Wexford to the slaughter. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Oh, the day is coming past, and the time will soon be near when each arm and well and cast aside before us. And if there be a need, then me kids can say Godspeed with a bar or two, Stephen Bean's chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra.
Yo-ho, what a son of the bold Lee Brockerville there from Newfoundland in Canada. With Come Out the Black and Tans from his great album, or Songs of Irish Rebellion, Volume 1. So cheers for tuning in today, mate, from Canada. Much appreciated. Yeah, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Ro, here till 3 o'clock this afternoon. So another 10 minutes or so, we're going to have Tony Cunningham live on the show. Johnny Boy here says, the winning goal against Dundee United in the 1985 Scottish Cup final. Great memories, God bless Frank McGarvey, indeed. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about Frank over the coming days. Loads of tributes coming through from the Celtic support and the media and stuff. Right, so we're going to play one more song here, then we're going to do the first song from Tony, from his upcoming debut album, Cancel Me. So this one's from my ma downstairs. Obviously, whatever request she's sent through has to be played because she's given me the use of her spare room in the house here for the studio. So here we go. She was looking for Only Our Rivers Run Free, and this is a version from Christy Moore. I haven't played any Christy on the show today yet, so here we go. It's from my Kate, who's tuning in this afternoon. Here we go. Yes.
When apples still grow in November, when blossoms still bloom on each tree, when leaves are still green in December, it's then that Orlando will be free. I wander her hills and valleys, and still through my sorrow I see a land that has never known freedom. Only her rivers run free. I drink death of her manhood, those men who would rather have died than to live in the cold chains of bondage, to bring back their rights were denied. Where are you now when we need you? What burns where the flame used to be? Are you gone like the snows of last winter? Will only our rivers run free? How sweet is life, but we're crying. How mellow the wine that we're dry. How fragrant the rose, but it's dying. How gentle the wind, but it sighs. What good is in youth when it's aging? What joy is in eyes that can see? When there's sorrow in sunshine and flowers, and only our rivers run free.
That was the sound there of Christy Moore, cut off slightly abruptly there. Don't happen there. See, that was Christy Moore with Only Our Rivers Run Free, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Especially for my Kate, that one. So cheers for tuning in as always today. Number one fan in this house anyway. Right, so folks, this is Rebel Sunday, so we're going to have Tony Cunningham on the show very, very soon. Hopefully he should be linking up in a few minutes. We're going to play the first song from his upcoming debut album. So this album, it's a bit of a mixture of stuff. Some Rebel songs on it, there's some more Irish trad folky songs on it, bit of everything. And obviously there's a song on it that it's an original track from Tony Waves that we're going to play. I say it's not Rebel at all, but I say he's our guest today, so we're going to play the track for him. So this is the very, very first track, folks. This hasn't even been heard officially. There's been a few clips on Spotify or maybe on TikTok or on Facebook and stuff of recordings this here, but this is the sort of the first play of from the album version. So great track family from Derry. There are folks who love this song, Town Love So Well, the original Phil Coulter song. So this is Tony's recording of it. So it's Tony Cunningham, folks, with the Town Love So Well on Rebel Sundays. And say once this song's finished, we're hopefully going to have Tony live on the screen, and we're going to have the first interview of 2023.
My memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways, in the town that I love so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called women from Cregan, the moor and the bog, while the men on the dole played a mother's role, fed the children and then walked the dogs. And when times got rough, there was just about enough, but we saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride for the town that I love so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day when I earned my first pay, when I played in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me. There I learned about life, and I found me a wife in the town that I love so well. But when I returned, how my eyes were burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas
hangs on to every breeze. Now the army's installed by that old gas yard wall, and the damn barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town that I love so well? Now the music's gone, but I still carry on like a language that we all could understand. They will not forget how their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's gone is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town that I love so well.
There we go, folks. So that was Tony Cunningham with the town I love so well on Rebel Sunday. So with the power of digital technology, hopefully we'll have Tony on the screen here in a wee second. Right, so we'll have him on sound there. Do you have camera on, Tony?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, there we go. Good man yourself. Just see you on.
What's happening?
Cheers, mate. Just turn this down a wee second. Listen, so it's great to have somebody on that actually has proper sound equipment, headphones and microphones and all, so you can hear. Because normally there's a bit of echo and delay and stuff, and you're trying to understand people.
Just don't mind the arses behind me. They're always watching for some reason.
No problem, mate. Right, hold on a wee second, just turn this up here. Yeah, mate, so you're very, very welcome onto the show. Say it's very rare that we would have like a non-rebel sort of guest on, but we're going to make an exception for yourself today, because I said whenever I put the video up last week or whatever week it was of your ballad of the Greenfields of France, the interaction from people was just phenomenal. Probably the biggest interaction of any song or video I've uploaded onto the page. So there's definitely demand to get you on the show, mate. So before we get through the day, so let's get started. You're originally from Tullamore in County Offaly, but you're now living in Galway.
Yes,
so
indeed.
obviously you have a very sort of unique and unmistakable voice, mate. So it's no sort of surprise that you started off where you did. So tell me about your time with the Tullamore Gospel Choir, and sort of what age were you when you first got involved with Emmons?
Yeah, it was actually a weird one. It was like I spent.
Mate, is your mic turned on? You just check.
It is, yeah, but might need a bit of volume. How's that? Any better?
So see if I can go in to turn you up, because it sounds a bit low coming from my end. Let's see.
We get it.
Right, far away there. Go to start telling us about the Tullamore Gospel Choir.
Yeah, so I was in school, to be honest with you, and like 5th year of school, I was asked would I randomly sing a song at like a Christmas thing we were doing, and I sang a song called "A Spaceman Came Travelling" by Chris de Burgh.
Yep.
And within a week, one of the religion teachers had the choir director, a very wonderful musician known as Brendan Keeley, standing at my front door, asking me would I be interested in joining the Tullamore Gospel Choir, which I knew nothing about. I was 16, 17 years of age.
Yeah.
And he said, it's okay. He said, the only thing is you have to come down and audition. It's like, okay. You're asking me to do this. Why? Okay. So I went down, sang a couple of songs from, and he was like, you're in. I have 5 solos for you already.
5 solos already? So see,
already.
Like, this here gospel choir, is this like you see sort of in TV and the movies with all the other big cloaks?
Proper,
and all,
I mean, like
everything,
proper Sister Act style, big
Right.
robes. There was there was over 100 of us, and we'd be in giving it absolute socks. And that went on for about 8 years, and we released an album, and we did concerts and stuff, and we raised very close, just under €1 million to help fund children's school in Indonesia. That we basically built and funded a school for like really, really underprivileged children over in Indonesia. And without a doubt, one of the greatest experiences of my life was that choir.
Sure it was,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, like, things happen and things move on, and the choir is no longer a thing, but it was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So what sort of kind of songs was it? You said you had 5 solos. So, I mean, what was it basically like church songs? I mean, or what was it?
That was the weirdest thing as well. It was like, and I know, like, I texted earlier on. It was actually the message that came in earlier on when he said I was the one that was like, "Am I allowed curse?" It was like, this lad would give me the weirdest fucking songs to be singing in the church. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he wanted me every single Christmas. You were singing "The Spaceman Came Traveling" on Christmas Eve. It doesn't matter. That is it. But then I had songs like "One Love" by Bob Marley.
In the church,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Yeah, yeah. Because like we would do like, say, every second Sunday we would do the 1 o'clock mass in Tullamore, but we would do concerts, like ticketed concerts all over the country most days of the week. So it wasn't necessarily that people were coming to see us based on us singing. Like, yes, when we were in church, we do the odd hymn, but we do it in an extremely Sister Acty kind of way, if that makes sense. And then we'd sing loads of different ones. Like, I remember, God love him, a lad actually decided to leave the choir because we decided to start singing a Michael Jackson song.
Michael Jackson song? He said, "I'm not
He was
doing it."
like, "No, I'm not having that. No." And but yeah, honestly, God, it was like we sang songs from everybody, and like then out of absolutely nowhere, one day he grabbed me and he grabbed 2 other lads, and he was, "Lads, any chance you could rap?" We're like, "What?"
Right, okay.
He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Can you rap?" And like, I could, because like I grew up like from the age of 15 to 16. I had blonde hair, hoodie on, headphones. I believed I was Eminem. That's just the way it is. And I was, yeah, I can if needs be, I suppose. And he said, "I want to start doing Where Is the Love" by the Black Eyed Peas.
Right, okay.
Grand. So it was me and 2 other lads doing all the rapping, and then the choir would come in behind us with the chorus. It was awesome.
I thought you were going to say they were going to ask you to play Mark McCabe, Maniac 2000, doing the rapping Fat Their song or something.
I can't hear you. Yeah, the freezing on me, I couldn't hear you.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say that they asked you that you do Mark McCabe, Maniac 2000 or something. The rap that song in the church, you know. Well,
oh God, we never got that far. We never got that far.
Aye. So listen, obviously, there's a person that's sort of been in a constant in your life for the last 15 years or so, a guy called David Brecken. So tell me the story behind your relationship with David, Tony.
Yeah, it's definitely the longest and most difficult relationship I think I've ever been in my life. So David is the second and, in my opinion, as equal member of a band that I'm in called Blessed.
Okay.
And Blessed has been on the go for just about 15 years now. And I remember we were I think the 2 of us were about 15 years of age, and we were in a teenage disco in Tullamore. And I was 15 and I was in Ireland. I was fucking off my face, and all of a sudden I randomly saw this lad in the middle of the dance floor breakdancing.
Right, okay.
And I saw him and I made a beeline for him, and immediately he stopped dead in his tracks. He was like, "Oh my God, this big hefty lad is going to kill me." And I walked over to him with actual tears in my eyes. I was like, "Can you please teach me how to do that?" And we've been friends ever since. And
did he teach you how to do the breakdancing?
He taught me how to do a couple of things, yeah. And I mean, like, I was pigeon. Like, he was showing me these steps, and all of a sudden I was like just fucking cardboard boxing it. And we just kind of got talking, and I ended up seeing him at like it's like a Rock of Ages kind of show that he was doing. That it was, say, school kids, and he came out onto the stage in like on his own and lights dimmed, and it's just a spotlight came over him, and all of a sudden he just started to wail the solo of Hotel California.
Hotel California, okay, right.
Yeah, and I mean, he just every note to a T, and I was just sitting there like that. And I was like, I need it right. So he plays guitar, I sing, I wonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we ended up getting together, and we were doing a couple of bits here and there, and then Dave ended up moving to Dublin for a little while, and I moved to drugs. And so we did our thing, and all of a sudden, and then I suppose fast forward a couple of years, and I was walking through the Bridge Centre shopping centre in Tullamore. I was coming this way, Dave was coming this way. All of a sudden, oh, well, what's quick? How you been? Long time, grand. Are you still singing? Are you still playing guitar? Yes, we should get together for a jam. And 15 years later, blessed, he's still a thing.
You're still playing now. So you play the guitar yourself as well, don't you?
I do, yeah. I do.
So
yeah.
when did it start off? I mean, was this year, were you sort of picking up the guitar like while you were still young, before you were in the choir and stuff? Or?
No, I'm only playing guitar about like maybe 6-7 years.
Would that be part of your shows now? Much would it be like when you're playing the guitar and you're doing any solo stuff, or like?
Say it one more time.
So, when you're doing your own shows now, would you be playing guitar much? And any like the solo
I
songs?
Would, yeah. I play a lot of acoustic and a lot of electric guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's one thing I would like to just point out very, very, very quickly. And at the very start of this is that anybody who is coming to the Derry show and anybody that is coming to any of my shows over the next year, I love yous. Thank you so much. You're going to enjoy it, but I am not a rebel singer.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We did say at the start, what I put the other day, because there is I think the perception is, because actually you've released a lot of songs on TikTok and sort of on stuff on YouTube and Facebook. We're covering sort of a lot of sort of songs would be seen to be rebel. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, well, this guy must be like a rebel singer. But obviously, you said you aren't a rebel singer, and you've said that from the start. You've covered a lot of folk songs, but we'll get into the album later on after they do this next song. So say we're going to play 3 songs from your album today. We'll talk about the album after we play this next one. But obviously, the first one we done there opened up with The Town I Love So Well, Phil Coulter version. And even just seeing the comments flying through there, mate. Just phenomenal. People just you're saying they've never heard you before, never heard of you before, even before I sort of brought you on today. And the voice is just phenomenal. This one we're going to do now is a track called Waves. Obviously, this wouldn't be even classic, a sort of Irish folk trad or rebel song. It's your own original track, so it is. So you put this in with all the rest of the sort of other well-known songs on the album. So tell me about this song and what it's about.
With this song, I have 2 people in America that help me creation-wise, I am fantastic. Like, I can put down anything on a piano, guitar, anything, but for some reason, everything that I want to say in my own head, I can't figure out how to do it. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to do it. So what I have is I have two people in America that I would send them an experience, my own, and I would ask them, look, these are kind of the things I'd love to talk about or I'd love to sing about. Can you just put something together for me in a rough draft, send it to me, and then I'll put my own kind of way I think it needs to be and stuff like that. So I have a writer by the name of Amy Day from America, and she's absolutely wonderful. She's actually in the middle. She did it actually the start of this year. She has wrote, produced, and started a show in Strokestown in Roscommon. It's called In the Midst of Plenty, and it's all about back then, the times of the famine and people having to get on the bus to head over to America, and all of a sudden, like, it's absolutely wonderful. I did all the demos for her, for all the actors to kind of come and learn the songs. And I just asked her one day, I was like, look, this is everything that I've been feeling over the course of, say, the lockdown. You know what I mean? Because the lockdown hit, especially musicians, like it hit me very, very hard because of the fact that, like, it was gone. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to put the depression and the anxiety that I was feeling into words. So I sent everything that I would love to say to her, and she put together the lyrics for me.
Right. Okay.
And then we came up with the arrangement together, and it became Waves. And it's like this. I think it's like the third favorite song I have that I wrote, and like I absolutely adore it. And I just can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Have you doing this one much in your gigs then recently before the album's been released?
No, because it was actually, believe it or not, 2 days ago I actually learned how to play it on guitar.
Seriously? Okay. Right.
Yeah, because we wrote it on piano.
Right.
And so she did the piano track for me. So I actually said to myself the other day, I was like, well, I'm probably going to have to learn this song, how to play this song on guitar, because I won't be bringing the piano to the gigs.
You have to do for the acoustic gigs, yeah.
So for a couple of hours, and I was listening to it and playing along on guitar, getting a real kind of way of doing it on guitar, and I have that now, so I'll be able to play the gigs.
Oh, yes. Right, so we're going to now play Tony's original track called Waves. It's from his upcoming debut album here, Cancel Me, and then we'll play one of the more rebel songs from the album at the end of the interview. So we will play this here now, folks, and the last things just over 3 minutes. So it's Tony Cunningham, folks, with his own original track from the album Waves.
Why of all things a man could ever need, and time enough to count my blessings, when tomorrow comes if faith should intercede, I wish that I had stopped to look around, 'cause every night I go to lay my weary head, pain inside me has got other plans instead. I dream that one door opens, but wake to find it closed. And somehow this is always how it goes. Like a wave out on the ocean, like the rising tide that's pulling its wake. I'm not sure just how much more I can take. I'm bruised and I'm brittle and certain to break. So I wait around for heartache to begin. As soon as one storm's gone, another's rolling in. A drink won't make it better, some pills won't get me through. For now I guess this whiskey has to do. Like a wave out on the ocean, like the rising tide that's pulled in its wake. I'm not sure just how much more I can take. I'm bruised and I'm brittle and certain to break. You've never seen me, just who I'm supposed to be. You've never known me in the dark. You call it anxiety, I call it a part of me. One thing I know is it will always find, like a wave out on the ocean, like the rising tide that's pulling its way. I'm not sure just how much more I can take. How much more will I take?
Yeah, that was Tony's original track there, folks, Waves, from his upcoming debut album, Cancelly. Welcome back, folks, to Rebel Sundays, folks. Himself, Big Row, we're multi-streaming live till 3 o'clock today. We're normally on the 4, but for 3 today, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, folks, please hit the subscribe button for me. It'd be much appreciated. And also like the video. It sort of goes a long way to helping the build up the following on YouTube. It does. Just heard Tony's original track there, folks. What a voice, Tony. I think it's fair to say you are the real deal, mate, honestly. So I've been listening to a few of the wee clips you've done on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, but that's just phenomenal. And for an original track, it's just blew me away there, mate. So well done.
I appreciate that.
So, like a lot of guests I've had on the show over the last couple of years, Tony, sort of your name and particularly your voice came to prominence maybe a bit during lockdown when a lot of people were doing sort of live streams and stuff. So tell me how sort of doing like the lockdown streams, because everybody and their granny was doing like was it for you, and obviously even more probably now with the TikTok thing. How is that there sort of springboarded your career that would bring out a lot of people that maybe wouldn't have normally seen you?
Well, I mean, it's actually like if you'll indulge me, it's the funniest story as to how all this started. Like it really is. It's like I'm sure like you and the majority of your listeners are all familiar with an Irish musician at the moment, who is, in my opinion, has got probably one of the nicest voices in this country at the moment. Is a man named Dan McCabe. Dan
McCabe, yep. I've tried it on the show, but he's not for having it. I think I'm a bit too rebel for him, so I think he doesn't want to come on. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Dan's voice, I play a lot of the stuff. He's just
I think his voice is just it's sick. Like, but he uploaded a version of the Green Fields of France onto all of his social medias. And a girl who I've known since I was about 12 commented on it on the one on TikTok, going, "The best voice in Ireland." To which I, being me, is I'm a bit of a shit stirrer. It's just the way I am. I can't help myself. Yeah. So I commented under it, "Well, this is awkward." So about 2 days later, I put up on my TikTok, I was like, "Okay, folks, I'm bored. What do you want me to sing?" Right. And the same chick put a comment under saying the Green Fields of France. So I said, right, okay, I won't argue, I'll do it. Now, I grew up with my dad every single Christmas. Once he had enough liquor in him, the Rebel CD would come out. Yep. That was it. So I was familiar with the song and sang the song, and I decided to release the song, and within 24 hours, the fucking thing was viral. And I had no idea why. And what kind of happened was, like, over the course of the lockdown, I decided to build myself a recording studio because I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't gig. Yep. I couldn't get out and play. I was like, literally, I got arrested once for busking during lockdown. You know what I mean? And it was like, I suppose just still say it with a whole. Just as people, just as people were like starting to be allowed back out, like I got arrested for, like, number one, for having a speaker, and number two, for gathering a crowd. Right. So they don't want people socially mixing with each other and all that sort of shit. But it's not my fault. They all stopped. Basically, what they wanted was people to pay me, but not listen to me. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I did all that, and I spent the entire 2 years of the lockdown kind of learning how to record, mix, master, all that kind of stuff, and video editing and all that kind of stuff myself. And so I knew what I was doing, basically, in regards to that stuff. So what basically started happening after the Green Fields of France went up, and it went up on TikTok first and went insane. Then all of a sudden it went on Facebook, and then it went insane. And then it went on Instagram, and then it went insane. And then what was happening then was people were just requesting the same style of songs. Yeah. And I said, I'm a firm believer that it's okay to do your own songs when you have a following of people that really love your own songs. When you get to that level that people love you and love to hear what you sing and what you come up with, that's fair enough. But you have to do something to catch their attention first. Yep. You know what I mean? So you have to, like, the only way I'm going to get the kind of following that I want, that would enjoy the music that I write, is to basically show them, okay, I'll do what ye like, so ye like me, and then see if he like what I give ye that comes from me. That makes sense? So I ended up doing Joe McDonald, I did Back Home in Derry, I did Town I Love So Well, Grace, Beeswing. I did so many of them, and I put them all up, and they all just skyrocketed. And as soon as all that kind of started happening, I was like, right, will I incorporate waves into this? And I have original songs that are out online, and like my favorite song that I've written is a song called Love in Arms, a song for my mother. And just, if you haven't heard that song, go listen to it. It's heartbreaking. But all of a sudden I was getting nothing but comments and texts and emails. When's the album coming out? You need to release an album. Get an album out. Tony album. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do first. I will release an album of everything you like first.
Yeah, all the stuff you've requested and asked me to do. First.
Everything that you like, I will put out an album first. And what I did was I went on to the distribution thing that I would normally use. I made sure, number one, every writer of the songs get all the royalties. Every person who made the song famous gets the royalties. And that basically I'm not plagiarizing no one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Every distribution thing that I've gone through, these are gone up as covers. So every cent that is paid for them, the royalties go to the people who wrote them and the people who made them famous. So, for example, if I was putting down, say, Back Home in Derry, all of that goes to Christy Moore, apart from maybe 2 or 3 cents that would go to me.
Yeah, okay. Right.
You know what I mean? And what the plan for it is get this album out, and it's actually good that we're kind of talking about this because the album is actually coming out the same day as the Derry gig.
So, are you putting it on CD first, or is it going to go straight to Spotify, or what are you doing it? Or
exclusive for you. It is coming out on all the streaming platforms first, but I'm going to be bringing the first 100 cut of CDs with me to the Derry gig.
The Derry gig, okay, right. So what's
yes.
An exclusive version on it. It's going to the sold out Derry gig.
Very exclusive. So if anybody wants one at the Derry gig, I'm going to have 100 there. I know there's a shitload more than 100 people coming.
Yeah.
But I'm making all these CDs myself because like it's to go through all of that. It's a lot of red tape and a lot of kind of we'll do them for you, but we want this, we want that, we want you to do this and do that. I said, do you know what I'll do? I'll get everything done myself and I'll make them myself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make every single CD that everybody wants myself. And if people want them overseas, I'll figure it out. If I have to post them to them, I will. But whoever wants one gets one, and that's the way I'm working. Because I've set myself dropping on me. I've set myself a goal with a couple, but I've always wanted to be. The best way I could put this is, I've always been happy to say if I could have, say, Ed Sheeran fame on the money I'm on. No, but like Ed Sheeran fame on the money I'm on now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a famous musician is all I've ever wanted to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I've always wanted just people to hear me sing. That's it. I'm an attention whore.
I think see now as well, we're a lot of the sort of newer artists in this era, maybe over the last 10 years or so, have an advantage of. We actually have like TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, or before people are trying to get their music out there, we had to go and do like pretty free gigs and all this here and stuff, whatever, trying to get people to hear them at a band or a bar. Where now you put something on TikTok, and overnight you could be an overnight success, as you've done yourself.
Literally,
the amount of people just sharing
that's it. That's the craziest thing about it. Like me and Dave say, blessed, like we found our fame because we were doing a gig in Kilkenny, and I'm not sure you're familiar with a show. Obviously, everybody is. Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Hate it, space it, hate the show.
But we were doing a gig up in Kilkenny, and all of the cast were there.
Right.
And one of them decided to put up a fucking just a Snapchat on his Facebook.
Right.
And it was all of them, and it was the comedian Rory O'Connor and all the people from Mrs. Brown's Boys and a few others all dancing like lunatics to us. And all of a sudden, like that, Blessed was huge. And we actually played Electric Picnic this year.
Crazy. Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and that's all it takes. It's just that one spark. Once one spark hits, that's when, and I've noticed as well, when that spark hits, sometimes a lot of people will get complacent with themselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm now here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to do the gigs. I'm going to charge this amount of money, and I don't need to do anything anymore because I can just go and do my gigs. I've got what I want. Whereas with me, my goal as being Ed Sheeran fame with money I'm on now has completely changed. I want to go down in this country, even if I never hit any kind of fame, I want to go down in this country as one of the most hardest working musicians of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
What I sort of mentioned earlier on, obviously, when you had said, listen, look, I want to say from the off, I am not a rebel singer by any means. Whenever people come to my show, they're not going to hear this here. Just something I wanted to bring up was another sort of person that I had on the show before. It was way last year, and I think it was another girl, obviously, that just found a lot of success through lockdown, Maeve Walsh, and obviously, but she sort of was pushing it across that every stream she done was all just rebel songs, but obviously area volunteers and stuff, whatever, and she got herself a massive following and stuff. And then everybody was all waiting for this album, and when the album came out, it was like the best of basically not only a lot of Irish trad songs, and people was like, what the hell is this? I mean, you've sort of conned us for the last sort of year of busy saying you're this great rebel singer, and then even though whenever I had her on the show, I was asking her about sort of certain tracks and stuff. She didn't even know what they were or what they're about and kind of thing. Yeah. And I was like, it really grapes me when sort of I think people like they're sort of try and con the public into thinking like, yeah, oh, I'm this great rebel singer, give me all your following, and then buy my CD, and then once I have all this fame, I'm going to go back to singing Molly Malone and all this other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's important for you to say this, and that's not what I'm doing here. I mean,
see,
I'm doing the songs that people want to hear, but normally that isn't what I sort of portray myself as, you know?
You have to stop it on me there again.
Was it freezing?
Just froze again there just as you were about to finish your sentence.
So as I was just saying, I'm just glad that you sort of put out that that's not what you are. Do you know what I mean? Because I got a lot of flack sort of when I had Maeve on the show. I know her parents and stuff was when I said, oh, you set that wee girl up and stuff. And I said, well, not really. I think it's important. I mean, if she wants to go and get a big following and sort of sing all the songs about our volunteers, what they died for and stuff, but then sort of portray to people that she's not actually that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what
but I mean, like that, like in regards to that, like that's something that like I'll always say, and no matter where I am, where I'm going, or what I'm doing, I'll always say, look, the songs that you have currently heard me doing, they're the songs, like say whether they be a rebel song, an Irish song, a folk song, the songs that I have out now, they're the ones I know, they're the ones I learned because people asked me to, right?
Yeah.
And I was growing up, like I knew all these songs from my father. But I never knew the history. I never knew what they were about. I never knew why they were so popular, if that makes sense. Yeah. And over the course of my life and my career, obviously I learned as to why these songs are so important and why the history of these songs make so much sense to people. And I have found, I suppose, that little Republican in me that kind of that pops out every now and then. But like I'll always stand by the fact that if you come to a show of mine, you are liable to hear anything. Like I did a solo show over the course of the Christmas run, and another little small exclusive for you and for anybody who's coming to the Derry show. The entire first hour of my show is audience. It's audience.
Audience.
So it's a kind of. If you could imagine, I'll sing one or two songs, right? And obviously I'll sing one song, I'll introduce myself, I'll do my spiel, and then the show starts. So what happens is I spend the entire first hour of my show in the middle of the crowd. Literally. I go down into the middle of the crowd with a wireless microphone, and I'll ask them, what do you want to hear me sing? So instead of me standing up on a stage for 2 hours or sitting on a stage with a guitar
Yeah.
and playing the songs that I have sat down on a set list.
And
I don't
recorded,
do
yeah.
that.
Okay. That's actually really ballsy, I think. Because
yeah.
what if, like, I think if there's songs people ask you to play and you're like, well, I don't know that there, I couldn't really sing that there. I mean, has there
No,
been any,
yeah, like that's
where people have asked you and you're like, nah, no, I can't do that
it.
kind of thing?
That's it. Like, and that's another thing. Is like another thing. Like, I got one of the greatest compliments I think I'll ever get off of a 75-year-old man a couple of weeks ago. He says to me, "Brendan Grace will never be dead while you're alive."
Brendan Grace?
Brendan
Right,
Grace.
okay. Right.
He said, because number one, he said, you can do anything. He says, you're a funny fucker. And he says, and you're not afraid to tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, okay.
And because the way I put that out is like, I have, like at the start of the show, I will tell everybody exactly what I will not sing.
Right.
I have seven things that I just will not do. They're against everything I go by. And Daniel O'Donnell is one of them. So just put that out.
Leave Daniel alone now. He's got a lot of fans in the show.
Daniel, you know what? Daniel is Daniel, and Daniel will always be Daniel, and he will always
Daniel.
be loved. It's just not for me. It's not just no. So, but everything else is fair game, and I always say at the start of the show that I always make this promise that whatever you ask me to sing, if I know it, I'll sing it.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody else in the crowd thinks. And that's the way it is, because I could stand there for 2 hours and sing songs that I think everybody's going to love, or I could stand there for 1 hour and interact with them and get me singing songs that they ask me to sing and get them all singing with me, and then the second hour hit them with the bangers, and we go, and all of a sudden then the show is gone insane.
Yeah, well,
it's like a build-up, if that makes sense. It's an entertainment show. It's not. I wouldn't class what I do as a standard musician. It's a show. It's an entertainment show.
Well, I think the good thing about where you're going to and playing Derry, I played in the venue a few times. It's really compact. I mean, where you're coming off the stage right in the middle of the crowd in front of you. So it'll be good that kind of way. You're not sort of too far away from people and stuff, and that's
stage dive often.
Well, I've seen. So I've been looking through some of your videos on Facebook. A lot of your songs, you put in your own wee sort of quirky bits, and I've seen like say, on Beeswing, you said like the word bitch. I remember that there. You hear it in the song. You sort of go, I think that's towards somebody or something. But I think the one that really sort of got to me when I was watching it during the week, I was out in the lorry and so I was just listening to a few of your songs on YouTube and stuff. You sung the Furies, the Old Man. So you did. And I sort of sense that their song has a few heartstrings for you, does it? I think you mentioned your mum and stuff at the end of it as well in the song.
Yeah, it was, you know what, that was like, normally when I'm recording these songs, and it's the funniest thing because everybody keeps, the amount of messages and comments and stuff that I get to say that I'm miming and I'm lip syncing and stuff. But I was going to say it there, but I think it's more because your sound is so good. Yeah.
So that's the problem where people think, oh, he's just miming there, but it's been more a compliment. Yeah. So it should be like... What I would do is like I would sit here and I'd record all my audio into this, and I'd have my camera set up right here where I have you now, and all of this is done live. So the camera's turned on, the recording's turned on. I sing and I record at the same time. Yeah.
Obviously, anybody who knows anything about using audio equipment or being in a recording studio, you have to edit certain stuff.
Yeah.
You have to, one way or the other. Like if I was to just sit here now and sing like live on your show, it wouldn't sound anything like what's coming out of the things. You know what I mean? Because that's not, you can't put out an album of like something that's not a little bit polished, if that makes sense. But the funniest part to me was when I did The Old Man, somebody genuinely commented on it going, why are you lip syncing to Finbar's voice?
Seriously? Right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I just wrote back on, I was like, first of all, thank you for the compliment, because Finbar's voice. Second of all, you might want to do a bit of research, because if you scroll down, there's a Green Day song on that I doubt Finbar Fury sang.
Aye.
You know? But
no,
the Old Man, in regards to my mother, because of the fact I was doing that live, that just came off the top of my head, because it was just like, as I was singing the song, like my dad is still alive, You know what I mean? So that song cannot relate to me in any way because
To your dad,
I still have my dad. So, but just at the end of it, I was like, my old man, throw it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the tears started to flow then as soon as I kind of thought of it. And once I hit it, I was like, I am not fucking changing that.
Yeah, definitely not. So would you do that now if you're playing that song gigs? Would you put it in with your mum? Yeah.
Yeah.
So to make it sort of personal for you. So
Absolutely.
as I mentioned there about the Bees Wing song. So see when you said about that somebody was the bitch, is that aimed towards somebody or like?
Well, I under the advice of my attorney, I will plead the fifth on that one. I'm afraid.
And that mention it. Okay, no problem. So your new album, so it's called "Cancel Me." So it is actually some great artwork there. So it is. I just want to pop it on the screen here now. I'll put so we can see the actual the track listing for it. Here it is here. So it's "Back Home in Derry," "Bees Wing," "Song for Ireland," Noreen Bawn. Actually, a song I never hardly heard much before until I heard you sing it there, Tony. I had listened to it last week. "Fields of Rye," "Greenfields of France," "Sweet 16," Joe McDonald. Obviously, Waves played there, Grace, and then the Town I Love So Well at the start. Yeah. So tell us the name of the album, Cancel Me. So what does it come from? What's it about?
It comes from the fact that, and a lot of people know this from, I suppose, from seeing me live, is one of the first things I say when I get onto a microphone is, number one, if you are in any way easily offended or a little bit sensitive, or you don't like the word fuck, there's the fucking door.
This isn't the show, wasn't for you.
This is not the show for you, because I'm liable to say anything, and I make this very, very clear at the start of the show. This show is not designed to offend anybody. It's not. But if you get offended, you've been warned.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen at some stage.
Yeah,
the show.
If you get offended, you've been warned. I did tell you there's going to be joking, there's going to be slagging. I'm going to abuse me back, because that's what I want. Because I came to a conclusion over the course of the lockdown, is that the one thing that this country was missing for that entire 2 years was fucking crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no crack in the country. So if you're not able to come to a show and have a laugh and have a bit of a crack, then don't come. So every now and then, I do end up causing a little bit of controversy, whether it comes to being a live show or being online. So I made the decision. The album was initially going to be called something along the lines of Tony Cunningham, A Taste of Ireland, or Tony Cunningham, The Songs My Dad Taught Me, or something like that. But it wasn't me, and I kind of figured to myself, there's definitely somebody out there who has that, like your Nathan Carters or Johnny Englishes or something, A Taste of Ireland or some. But
it's not like you, as you say, that their name. Yeah. Just it's not
exactly. So I said to myself, I said, ain't nobody, like, I'm never going to change the show or change the way I am to please anybody, because I feel that the show that I do pleases everybody, because there's no one that I would ever turn down a song of theirs if I do know it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I was like, the best thing I could do, because of the people who do know me and the people who are about to know me, is come and see a show. If you do like it, come see more shows. If you don't like it, don't try and cancel me, because I will never shut up.
Yeah, because you don't like what you're doing. Yeah,
exactly.
Don't do that.
So the album was called "Cancel Me," because if anybody doesn't like the show, anybody doesn't like the singing, anybody doesn't like the cursing, give it your best shot, because I'm not shutting up.
Yeah, that's what you are. Well, see, anybody that has got a ticket for the gig on the 28th of January, you're in for a real treat, I think, here. Obviously, we'll have 2 sets tickets to give away as well once this here's finished. So good luck with that.
We have the wonderful Shay Doolan coming on before me as well.
Oh yeah, well, obviously Shay's a very good friend of mine. I've had him on the show here a couple of times. So beforehand, Shay will have the crowd bouncing. So he will.
Shay's going to have them all going mad. So he'll do all the Celtic and the Rebel stuff that I don't do, and just go mad, and he'll rile them all up for me, and I'm so appreciative of it.
Yeah, we will juiced up a few coming in anyway, so well.
Yeah.
So I say, So first and foremost, I say this is a Rebel Music Show. You probably heard some of the songs we've been playing before you come on there. So I'm sort of glad that we do get to play an actual Rebel song from yourself on this here. So we'll pick the song. Obviously, I asked you to give me 3 songs to play. Coming from West Belfast, where I come from here, in particular, Leonardtown, Joe McDonald's family home is just down the street from me. It's just round the corner. So it is. I've heard you playing this here, like, I think it was on the Facebook, so it was on the video. This will probably be it's a massive sort of Rebel song, and I think for somebody to come out and say I'm not a Rebel singer, to put this on their album, it's big for you to do. Do you know what I mean? So it is. You sort of said to me, like, you would class yourself as like a safe Republican. So what do you mean by that there? Like, I mean,
well, I mean, the best way I could describe that is that I would rather leave, say, the Rebel songs that are designed for like staunch Rebel fans.
Yep.
I would rather leave them to those who are, number one, good at them, and number two, who have no problem going and doing a show that's a 2 hour, an hour and a half show worth of Rebel songs. You know what I mean? So I just put it to myself as like, right, I'll do these songs, but I'll do the ones that I've heard through the course of my life because of my dad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Joe McDonald. Like, actually, I'll give you a perfect example. Like you were saying, you never really heard Noreen Vaughan till you heard me sing. That song, I did get a couple of requests for it, but that song was the last song my dad ever sang to my mum before she died.
Say again?
That's Noreen Vaughan's song was the last song that my dad sang to my mother before she died.
Okay, right.
So, like, every Christmas or anytime we were ever having a session, that was it. My mother would sit down and all she wanted to hear was my dad sing Noreen Vaughan to her. That's it. You know what I mean? So the second I got the request for Noreen Vaughan, I was like,
go do it.
Easy.
Definitely.
Easy.
Yeah.
Joe McDonald is without a doubt, like I was saying to you, when the Christmas happens and the sessions happens and Daddy gets the right amount of drink in him, the Rebel albums will come on. And his favourite Rebel song of all time is the Ballad of Joe McDonald. Just he adores the song. So the second I got a request for it, I was like, I'm doing this for my dad.
Yeah, for your dad. So that's more first and foremost what it's for. It's for your dad then. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, like, this song to me meant more of my dad's going to love this rather than I'm putting this out because it's a Rebel song. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I think,
and I've no problem admitting that.
Yeah.
You know, I've no problem admitting that. I'm a very straightforward, very straight talking lad. I hide nothing. But this song came out and is on the album because it's my dad's favourite song, and that's it.
Have you had any sort of, like, not say sort of backlash from people, or maybe other sort of people like the more sort of trad stuff that you do? Has anybody had any sort of comments going like, "Oh, why would you sing this song for? Do you know what this song's about a IRA volunteer?" Like,
no, I believe it or not, like when it comes to the Rebel songs, I got none of that, but I got a shitload of flack for the Greenfields of France.
Well, that's what I was going to mention earlier on. I mean, see, when I played that there for the interview, there's a few songs I could have picked, but I wanted to do that there once. I knew it would have got people talking, and I think I played it once before. We can talk about it
if you want, because I've no problem telling you why that happened.
I've played once before on the show. It's actually the Christy Moore the Christy Dignam and Finbar Fury version. Basically, because I just love Christy Dignam. I'm good friends with him. I've done a few gigs with him in the past, and just for what he's been through, I mean, alone, he deserved to have that song played on the show. Do you know what I mean?
The man is a mutant.
But whenever I played the song, a lot of people, even that are regulars in my show, were going like, "Why are you playing that for? Do you know what that song's about? That's about a British soldier. Like, Jesus, this might be a Rebel song about RA volunteers and our volunteers, and why would you play a song about some guy that died for the British Army?" You see, sort of that's why I wanted to pick that song to play when I was advertising your interview. I knew it was going to get people talking, And to be honest, it did get people talking a lot, so it did.
I got, like, I was never given any flack for singing the song, but the biggest amount of flack that I got was I sang the song with 2 tricolours above my head.
Right.
And I got a lot of stick for that.
Yeah,
a lot.
sure.
But
especially on TikTok as well, like you're going to get that.
Yeah, but I had no problem saying, look, kids, this is nothing political at all. This is just, I'm a musician. I have been a musician for 20 years. This is without a doubt one of the most well-loved, well-liked, well-respected and well-requested songs in Ireland. Whether you're north, south, east or west, everybody in Ireland adores this song. Adores it. Maybe I put up the tricolour just to try and get a little bit of reaction. Maybe I did. But it was also because once the reaction started happening, again, I'm not in any way, shape or form afraid to explain myself.
See what I've seen the likes on TikTok. I came off it, right? I did have a channel on it. It was for the podcast, but I think it was more due to because of my day job. It sort of conflicts with what I do. Do you know what I mean? It's there's a lot of people who wouldn't be into this. Very disagree a lot with the music I play and stuff, whatever. But obviously, me putting myself out there on the TikTok, you're opening yourself up to a whole, like, just wormhole of nastiness and bitterness and stuff. And obviously, anybody can comment on the songs, and then as soon as one person shares it or whatever it is, it just goes viral.
Hence,
do you sort of comment back to a lot of the comments when you're on TikTok to people? Or
I at the start I did.
Yep.
At the start I did because
it's hard not to because you want to try and explain yourself. But I think sometimes for me it was the more you try to explain yourself, the more sort of wormhole you're going down. So
it was more for me. It was more like I would like at the start I would explain it. Look, this is just a very 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 well loved song in Ireland. Yep. Then all of a sudden, like some of the comments started getting nasty, and I am, like I said, I am an absolute keyboard and physical warrior. Like I stand in front of any man and explain my case, and if you want to discuss it further, we'll step outside away from people know about.
Yeah.
So as the comments started getting nastier, I started to find myself starting to get nasty back to them.
Yep.
And I sat down one day and there was a comment came on, and I won't tell you what the comment was because it was extreme. It was so anti-Ireland, anti-me. It's just a horrible comment. And the comment that I had wrote back to him, I would have been arrested the following day. Right. And that's simple as that.
Yeah.
So instead, what I decided to do was I deleted everything that I wrote and I just blocked it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the best thing to do sometimes because no matter what you say, I mean, when somebody has an opinion of you, and no matter what you try and sit down and put your point across, and you think, okay, I'll have him now, I'll explain to him. They're just going back with something else, even more nastier.
So now you look at the top, like the very top of my TikTok page, it now says any negative comments immediately blocked. I'm not even going to respond anymore because I have been doing this for a long time. I can come back at people like that.
Yep.
It's just I don't want to get a name for myself, whereas you can't really say anything to this lad because he's a nasty bastard. No, I'll say what I need to say. And then at certain occasions, I'll say what I feel like needs to be said.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep, definitely.
But the difference between me and a lot of musicians and a lot of people who are in the public eye, and this is kind of one of the reasons for the term Cancel Me on the album, is I'm not afraid of what I say. I'm not in any way, shape or form. I'm not in any way afraid of saying anything. Because
I think a perfect example of that there is you're mentioning a lot of these so-called musicians, and they're probably right, they're brilliant musicians, but I think they're probably waiting on the phone call from Ryan Tupperley, the ground like the Late Show, do you know what I mean, kind of way?
Yeah.
And by them and doing maybe what you're saying or on TikTok or being very out there, that won't get me busy to go on the late show or something. I mean, so
dude, I have settled with the fact now that I will never be on the late show, because if I go on the late show, again,
you wouldn't be asked back.
I'll be arrested mid interview, because I'd take the whole show down.
Yeah.
I would, because it's the biggest piece of pandering bullshit I've ever come across.
Big time. Yeah.
It is.
Ridiculous.
It just is. And no one is ever allowed, in my opinion, on the late show. No one is ever allowed. I feel like once you're on the late show, they own you.
Of course, yeah.
That's
you know what you're getting yourself in for before you even go on the show. You know.
I was on, like, I've done 2 shows for RT in my life, right? I did appearance with the gospel choir years ago, and then I was on a show on RT called Last Singer Standing the end of last year.
Right.
And it was like a singing competition. I came third. I was happy. The dude that won it was just fucking phenomenal. But even on that show, it was very regulated. It was very regimented. It was very, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to say, this is what you have to look like. You get me?
Yeah. And that's not you or what you're about at all. Like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I went on to the late show, I would never talk bullshit about Ryan Tubridy, because Ryan Tubridy is doing his job.
Yeah. He's being told what to say. Yeah, he has a
well
from other people.
He do exactly what he's told, and fair play to him. He's making his money. Do you boo? Simple. But you can't bring me on to a show. So why I text you just before I come on saying I'm a loud curse.
Yeah.
Because you don't bring me onto a show and then tell me, okay, Tony, you can't say this or you can't do this, because the second you do that, I'm gonna do it directly to the fucking. I'm gonna do it here, because I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No one is ever gonna. I'm never going to allow myself to be silenced ever. And even if I get to a stage where I have 200 followers on everything, I'll still say, do and sing whatever the fuck I want.
Yep, that's it.
And it's that simple.
Well, I think that's probably what's a great name for your album, man. So what is like? Well, I mean, it's say like you writing sort of Tony Cunningham songs of Ireland would be just bullshit. Like, because I think people will probably be showing up looking to see like a Daniel O'Donnell or something, but they're definitely not going to see. You know? So listen, mate, we're pushing across on here to finish the show today. So say we are going to play your phenomenal version of Joe McDonald. Say it's dedicated to your dad. This one, to finish up the interview. So on the night of the 28th of January, so you're bringing 100 copies of your CD with to the diary. When's it going to be on Spotify and on the
the album is going to be available on every streaming platform the exact same day. So the 29th of January is the same day it's coming out, and the Derry gig is that night.
Happy days, man. Fantastic. So, do you have any other gigs in the north planned? I know you played Oma there was last week or something, or but
I do actually. Believe it or not, due to extremely popular demand, I'm back down in Oma on what day? What day is today?
Is it first of January?
No, not date. What day?
Oh, Sunday.
Yeah, this like once it's a Christmas run, I don't know.
You don't know where you are, what they are.
I'm back down in Oma this day week.
Right. So a few people were asking her actually earlier on there. Have you any plans at all to go to Glasgow? Looking into?
I do.
Right.
I do. I can't really say anything about it just yet, but I will be coming to Glasgow, and it will be in September. That's all I'm saying.
September, great, happy days. Good job. Right, listen. So,
but I can announce that I am again. That in August I'm doing. I think I'm going to Santa Ponsa.
Oh, you're going to Kelly's bar?
I'm going over to Kelly's.
Yes,
I'm going over to Kelly's bar.
Seen
a couple of days over with Santa Ponsa, and I can't fucking wait.
You'll enjoy it there, Shay. Well,
dude, I can't wait. Can't wait.
I know. I was talking to Shay when he played there for a week last year as well. He said it was just great crack. Just because you're basically the people are just sitting all around you. You know what I mean? And it's all families and stuff.
That's what I want. That's what I want. You know, people are just there, and we're all sweating and we're all drinking, and great. That's what I want.
Yeah, brilliant.
But this year,
last sort of word from yourself, Tony. And so, what do you want, basically, for you to happen this year? What is your game plan?
Do you want the? I'll give you the RTE answer first.
Right, go ahead.
I would just love, ladies and gentlemen, if you could just listen to me, please download my stuff, and please all have a very pleasant and Happy 2023, and sure, look, there's always going to be more from me, and we'll see you in wherever I see you.
Well, I'm not Joe Duffy, so tell me the proper answer then. You want to get
The cancel me version is come fucking see me and find out.
Brilliant. Well, hopefully I'm going to be at your diary gig. I will better luck. I am meant to be doing the show that day.
I strongly doubt Anthony's going to charge you in, bro.
No, he already said me, but it's getting the nenext day off work. So it is, because I have no holidays left to take. So if I can wangle the next day off work, because obviously I can't go back in the work.
I would definitely figure it out and get it off, because I'm making sure that's going to be a sesh.
Yeah, brilliant. So listen, Tony, thank you very much for calling on, mate. It's been an absolute honour, privilege. Brilliant, mate. So hopefully we'll meet you one of these days. So folks,
hopefully you meet me in Derry.
Yeah, hopefully with a bit of luck. So folks, here we go. This is we're probably going to overrun a wee bit today, but maybe for 10 minutes. So, but that's not to worry.
I actually have to get to a gig in Cavan now, so I get you.
Well, I'm actually DJing at a wedding tonight as well, so I need to get away and set up for it. So right, mate. Listen, Tony, good luck with your gig this evening, and hopefully we'll see you in 2023. So it's Tony Cunningham, folks, with his ballad.
Of course, Happy New Year.
Yes, see you, mate. Cheers.
Be good.
This is Joe McDonald.
Oh, me name is Joe McDonald. From Belfast town I came, a city I will never see again. For it's in the town of Belfast I spent many happy days. I love that town in oh so many ways. For it's there I spent my childhood and found for me a wife. I then set out to make for her life. But all my young ambitions met with bitterness and hate. I found myself inside a prison gate. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done, you have plundered many nations, divided many lands. You have terrorized our people. You rule with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. Through those many months' internments, in a maidstone and a maze, I thought about my land throughout those days. Why my country was divided, why I was now in jail, imprisoned without crime or without trial. And though I love my country, I am not a bitter man. I've seen cruelty and injustice at first hand. So then one faithful morning, I shook bold freedom's hand. For right or wrong, I tried to free my land. And you dared to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done. You had plundered many nations, divided many lands. You would terrorize their peoples. You rule with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. Then one cold October's morning, trapped in a lion's den, I found myself in prison once again. I was committed to the H-blocks for 14 years or more. On a blanket, the conditions, they were poor. Then a hunger strike we did commence for the dignity of man. But it seemed to me that no one gave a damn. But now I am a saddened man. I've watched my comrades die. If only people cared or wondered why. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done. You had plundered many nations, divided many lands. You would terrorize their peoples. You rule with an iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. May God shine on you, Bobby Sands, for the courage you have shown. May your glory and your fame be widely known. And Francis Hughes and Ray McCreesh, who died unselfishly, and Patsy O'Hara, next in line is me. And those who lie behind me, may your courage be the same. And I'll pray to God my life is not in vain. Ah, but sad and bitter was the year of 1981. For everything I've lost, nothing's won.
There we go, folks. That was the brilliant, excellent, phenomenal Tony Cunningham with his version of the ballad of Joe McDonald, especially dedicated to his dad. That one. Fastest finger first, get ready. There we go, folks. So listen, we did go over a bit there. So unfortunately, that is going to be our last song of the day. We're going to play around the vein, but I do have the tickets to give away now for the sold out gig. Tomorrow, 29th of January, so it's happening on the 29th of January at the Derry City Sports and Social Club. Folks, Tony's gig has been sold out the last week or so, so there isn't a ticket to be had apart from the 4 I have now. So I've got 2 tickets up for two pairs tickets up for grabs. So again, usual, fastest finger first. Whoever comes up here first on my screen is going to be the winner, folks. So we'll have the first 2 people, the first 2 answers with the right answer is going to win the tickets. So here we go. You heard me here talking about Tony's brand new album. What is the album called? What is Tony Cunningham's brand new album called? What is Tony's brand new album called? There we go. The first one up is Joseph McGarvey. How you doing, Joseph? And then the next one there is where was it? Elaine Nesbitt was next. So the first one up was Joseph McGarvey, who actually is in Derry. So we were actually first this week. See where I'm at, so well done. And the next one was Elaine. So well done. Tony Cunningham, Songs of Ireland. No, definitely that wasn't called Songs of Ireland. The album, of course, was called Cancel Me. So well done to the two winners, Joseph McGarvey and Elaine Nesbitt. So I will pass them names on to Anthony in the Derry City Sports and Social Club, and you'll be on the guest list that night. So well done to you. That's our two winners, Elaine Nesbitt, who was second, and Joseph McGarvey, who was first. So well done. Great albums. We'll be looking forward to hearing it on Spotify and all the rest of the streaming platforms when it comes out, folks. So unfortunately, that is us for the day. So I should have been down, leaving the house right now to get down, set up for this wedding. So we'll go play around the vein. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Cheers to Tony Cunningham for a phenomenal interview. Just all the comments are coming through now. Loving it, really loving the interview, really down to earth guy, and really looking forward to hearing more from him over the next year or so. So we're going to finish up as normal, folks, with Around the Vein. So if you remember, we aren't back next week. We're back on Sunday the 15th, as we're going every 2 weeks now. So this is our guest is on Sunday the 15th, Paddy Campbell, who is the former drummer and whistle player from Eire Og. Jesus, from Eire Og. Incredibly beat me. So yeah, Paddy is the former drummer from Eire Og and whistle player. So he's will be our guest on Sunday the 15th. That's when we're next back live on the air, folks. So again, thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in today. It's been a great honour having Tony on the show. Cheers to you all for donating as well to the show today, folks. If you want to donate something, there's the wee links there for Revolut and PayPal. You can. Just keeps the show going live every 2 weeks now. So thank you very much. So back again on the 15th. So see us all then. I need to get away. So we're going to finish up as normal with Around the Vein. So thank you very much, folks, again. Chucky Arla, and I'll see you on the 15th of January.
Winds are slow, her tender rannikun, they fudge face hair, shantir, her shin share pasta, the akbar, pantiran of the town, and dots, I am Sabar Noel. They gone their kettle on was no sell. They gone their scrape. They labot now be left. Charlotte Carney around the vein.
You have been listening to Rebel Podcast of Rory Carton. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We are also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel Podcast. Bhí sé bhgéisteach an sin leis an fád cruailí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teacht, caisúil ar siúificail sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cineal ardan ar na main hóisiilta. Ní mór ditch ach fád cruailí Rebel a curda.